And all of my fellow troglodytes, Neanderthals, hairy knuckle apes, chicken littles, and boys crying wolf, everybody else in the red pill manosphere, and to all my good faithful family, welcome to the Good Faith Podcast, where we maneuver around toxic debauchery, attempting to find harmony with our fellow man and dissect society's caustic degeneracy. If it's a pre-apocalyptic dystopia that you seek, then look no further, because here it is. I'm your host, Ninja Bullock. We understand you could have been a million other places, and the time is the most precious commodity any of us have, so from the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to share our gratitude with you all. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. Due to the sensitive nature of some of our topics, we hope you will shield youngins from some of the vulgarity that may be spewed here. It must be noted that the views expressed by the panel are not necessarily the views of the Good Faith Podcast, and we're not liable for any results incurred by the utilization of our advice, nor are we a fiduciary and assume no culpability of investment performance as a result of following our financial advice. Our simple aim is to entertain and inform. Anybody living in the greater Philadelphia area interested in making an appearance on our show can reach me in a DM on Facebook or Instagram at Christopher Bulick. See our Patreon link in the description if you'd like to make a campaign contribution to facilitate our meteoric rise. And as a candidate of the people, I solemnly swear I won't misappropriate the funds. I won't spend them at Myrtle Beach golf courses. I won't gas up a corporate jet to fly to Tulum. I won't fund arms dealers in the Middle East with Stinger missiles and Harrier jets. I won't buy a bunch of stupid shit.
There it is! It's beautiful! Take your hat off, boy, that's a dollar bill!
In all seriousness, times are tough. Any proceeds we receive will be going towards avoiding eviction, keeping the lights on, medicating Clark with all of his health concerns, and feeding our gracious guests. Once again, if you feel you've been given any additional value by us, it takes basically no extra effort to like and subscribe, people. Thumbs up, turn on notifications, do whatever you can to help us out. This is your notification. The Good Faith Podcast is now not only on YouTube, but Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and RSS.com. We'll keep pushing out these episodes so long as our following stays growing. And our path to notoriety will be for our listeners to spread the good word of the pod. If you have somebody in mind who would agree with our content, if they may be informed, if they want to ridicule us, send a link to your friends and family. All publicity is good publicity. Our objective is to have a balance between the red and the blue, so if you have somebody in mind who enjoys listening to pods, please spread our channel. If you're interested in joining our movement, we represent #IrUbiamo. It's okay to show love and tolerance to anybody with an aligned opinion. Feel free to disrespect anybody whose opinion doesn't mirror yours and to treat them with bratty toxicity. After all, respect is only earned by someone with an identical belief system as your own. #IrUbiamo. Our other movement is #FYB. Please spread awareness of our cause. Have you ever been minding your own business and somebody's demon spawn bothers you because their supervisor didn't charge their, iPad or whatever? Fuck that baby. Everybody knows that it takes a village to raise a child. Or
Kelly Bullock said, "Hey, Chris."
Hey, Mom. My mom's in Jersey right now. She's actually closer than she's
Why
ever
is she on?
Yeah, you and Greg should have come and been on the podcast right now. It's kind of messed up that you won't. No, I'm just kidding. She's visiting her sister right now, my aunt.
I figured there was a reason.
John Krieger said, "Mom didn't say fit."
My mom didn't say.
Fuck
Oh,
me.
well, I mean, her baby is me, so.
Fuck you.
Yo, Krieger, but yo, she ain't FYB gang. You know what I mean? But you and me, we say fuck them babies. All right. Everybody knows it takes a village to raise a child, or it takes two responsible adults who know the inherent risk of sticking an unprotected, engorged penis inside an ovulating, quivering vagina. The risk is childbirth. Don't get me wrong, I have a deep affinity for all of my family, my friends' family, and the children of great stand-up parents who instill discipline into their children and raise contributing, kind members of society. To everyone whom that doesn't pertain to, fuck them. I hope while they're spiking on artificial sweeteners, Red 5 and Ritalin, they slip on a banana peel like it's Mario Kart. #fuck yo baby. Here we go.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
All right. So, Chernie, how's your week been?
Not so
John
great.
Krieger said, single mothers raise the best babies. Go get that milk king.
Wait, what did you say? Not great?
Yeah, I mean, two of our coworkers left. One of them got fired.
Why'd they get fired? Talk shit on them now. You're not.
I mean, I kind of like her.
Okay,
She's not like bad.
Well, why'd she get fired?
She called out a lot.
Okay,
So,
well,
like it was reasonable, but like she was a good worker when she showed up.
when you say called out a lot, are you talking like once a week a lot, or
Not that much.
once a month a lot?
Like I guess once every other week or so.
That's bad.
It kind of varied depending on weeks, and it was more so she didn't have a ride and like situations at home. It was kind of like a mess for her.
Okay. Was she like still living with her parents, you think?
I mean, I know her living situation, but no, she wasn't. But I'm assuming she's probably going back to. I mean, her dad, her mom's not there anymore. But I don't know what she's gonna end up doing.
Kelly Bullock said, Aunt D says hi.
Hey, Aunt Di. Hey, if Aunt Di wants to subscribe, this is her opportunity. Mom, force her hand. Make her subscribe to the channel.
John Krieger said, hello, Aunt D.
Yeah, subscribe. And make Jen subscribe. Make, what's his name, John subscribe. I know Uncle Mike's already subscribed. If he's not, make him subscribe, Mom. I'm counting on you to be the, the authoritarian here and, like really force them to support me. Okay, but, okay, so, but other than that, all good?
Yeah, I mean, other than that, it's been fine. Like, I got caught up on my work mainly, but...
Okay.
Oh, also Momoka closed. So
what is it?
Momoka, my favorite restaurant, basically.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least the one that's near me. There's another one in Center City that they still have. But
what are they, like,
ramen.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let me skip through these rules, skip through the introductory bullshit, and I'll get on to the fragrance of the week. Which is this a screw off or? Okay, yeah. This is Versace Dylan Blue. Wait, I think I. Oh shit! I don't know if I even. Is that better? It's just like a little.
I don't like ones that you have to pour.
Yeah, I like a spray. I like a spray cologne, definitely.
How do you even get it to come out? This very fruity.
Yeah, this is it's a masculine fragrance, which would not indicate that it's fruity. But
I mean, it doesn't smell masculine, but
I mean, all fragrances are some type of fruit, It's a masculine fragrance with a strong citrusy opening, adding notes of bergamot, grapefruit, and fig leaf. The heart has a note of black pepper, violet leaves, and patchouli. The base is a warm and musky blend of saffron, tonka bean, and incense.
That sounds cool. They're all fruity because they all have bergamot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So.
The shirt of the week is Manfinity. The slacks of the week, Jeffrey Bean Olive. You know my phrase, guys. I say look good, smell good, play good.
Where's the hat?
I just wasn't in the mood to wear a hat today.
That's unlike you.
Because the only black hat I have is a White Sox hat, and
what's wrong with that?
You made fun of me last time I wore a White Sox hat.
You were terrible last year.
Yeah.
Well, don't wear a Rockies hat because they're even worse. They're on.
I really want a Rockies hat.
You don't have one? I think I have one. I actually, one of my little league teams was the Rockies. I think I still have that.
I like the Rockies because they have the exact same logo that Council Rock baseball had.
Really?
Like we took their CR logo.
Oh.
So that was on all our little league hats.
But they're 8-42 right now, which is the worst.
Jesus.
The worst start to a season since 1899. Or actually since 1895, and they're on pace to have the worst record since 1899.
Mm-hmm.
Which is ridiculous.
So asset of the week, I actually went and did something that I've never done before. And it got such a wonderful, prestigious grade when we were grading companies. I bought 2 shares of Amazon.
Yeah.
And I'm probably never, ever going to buy any more. I just don't like loading my portfolio up with stuff that doesn't pay a dividend.
Mm-hmm.
And like, maybe I would even do it if it was like a newer like startup company that had a future of maybe paying a dividend. But like Amazon and Berkshire, it's pretty much guaranteed that they're never going to offer a dividend. So I'm not interested in filling my portfolio up with them. But having like, having 2 of each is, I don't know. I think it's like good enough. It should gain value as time goes.
Mm-hmm.
Movie of the week is Lilo and Stitch, which comes out today, guys.
Already came out.
Yeah, mahalo.
Mahalo. Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind.
Yeah, so that's kind of it's a good movie.
We should have started out with the aloha.
Doom doom, look at a little ukulele.
Well, I just meant saying aloha, but.
Kelly Bullock said, and desubscribed.
Yo, my fucking hold up. Anti, this is for you. Where is it? Hold up. Oh, I always lose this one. Here we go, Anti. You're a
Kelly Bullock said, Cousin Kel.
Cousin Kelly subscribed too? Here, wait. You girls are both. You girls are both clever girls. All right.
Killing the girl after that, or what?
No, it's a raptor. It's from Jurassic Park. Like he's got the raptor in his sights of his gun, and then she like sneaks away and is gonna like kill him, and he's like, clever girl, and then he gets mauled by the raptor. Influencer of the week is Michael Sartain, and that's who I was talking to. Michael Sartain. He's this.
You were talking to him?
Yeah. But he's all about like building your network and stuff like that, and like how to represent yourself in the best way on like social networks and stuff like that. It's not necessarily stuff that I am interested in like obsessing over and working over and like refining and stuff like that, but I think it's stuff that kind of like just needs to be done in order to like grow a podcast like this. So
how did you get to talk to him?
I started taking his course. He has like this like grow your network course. It's called Men of Action, and maybe one day maybe we can get him to be a sponsor of ours. We get advertised for it.
What, like his class?
Yeah. And the book of the week, he has like a list of books that are like required readings, which such a long fucking list. But the number one book I've already read is How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dude, like the list is like fucking 100 books long, like, and they're all big books. Like
they're all Harry Potter books.
They are like they're all the size of Harry Potter books. Maybe like the first or second Harry Potter book, but I've read some of them, but like there's still got to be. I don't. That's one of the things that's like scaring me the most is like actually being able to read all those books. All right, so. Shit. Wait. All right, so why don't we show off Holler Boys Jerky? We're going to show off Holler Boys Jerky, and then we are going to get into it. So, guys and gals, I don't think it's any mystery that I take my physique seriously. I used to just eat whatever I craved and try to outwork a poor diet. There are still times when I have to force myself to consume food, even if I'm not hungry. I don't want to dwell on the importance of not just stuffing empty calories in your mouth. I found a great solution, so here's the remedy. Holler Boys Beef Jerky. They pack 10 grams of lean protein into a fantastic package, and the flavors are to die for. Peach bourbon, honey habanero, southern barbecue, Chesapeake fuego, or the tried and true original. My personal favorites are the peach and the habanero, but we all know that I'm sweet and zesty. What's even better about Holler Boys is they're nice and local and tax-friendly Delaware, which is where I'm going tomorrow.
For what?
That's because my other cousin just graduated from. Sorry, we'll get. I shouldn't be sidetracking myself. They were founded by a father and son duo. They just started tinkering with their backyard smoker, and through trial and failure, have come to present some of the boldest and most memorable flavors I can recall in my beef sampling experience. Forget Slim Jim or Jack Links or Deets Nuts. Holler Boy Snacks packs great nutritional value in a filling serving size for an affordable price to stretch your dollar with flavor for days that'll make you holler. Their mission statement rings true to the Good Faith podcast, that life may throw you around, but you can never give up. How true. Scan the QR code on the screen and find their link in the description to tap into the best beef jerky on the market. Holler Boys Jerky. That's holler with an A. Holler Boys Jerky. The only good jerk. Oh, shit. See, I got too many of these.
You don't need to tell us.
I'm going there because my cousin just graduated West Virginia, so we are going to celebrate his graduation.
What, the parents live in Delaware, I guess?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and by the way, guys, right now, if you were trying to buy Holler Boys jerky, you're gonna have a hard time. They are totally sold out of all their stuff. So obviously, people are loving their product. I think like in the next week or two, they should have like new stuff, ready to go. But yeah, like I just put in an order for like 20 bags, and I wasn't able to get it filled at all. But like I think in like a week or two, they're gonna have all the different flavors that you might want. I'm gonna get like 3 or 4 of every single flavor. So we'll have a different flavor every episode on the podcast.
Haven't we already done all of them?
We haven't even. We've never had. What did we not have?
We did the honey or the bourbon, peach bourbon, the original.
I don't think we had.
Spicy.
Did we have the honey habanero?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think honey habanero is the one that they didn't have, and we never had.
We had, what was the hot one?
Fuego.
Fuego. We did.
I don't think we ever had southern barbecue on the air, right?
I thought we did that one in
Omaha. No, we had the Fuego on the air in Omaha, and we had the southern barbecue like out in the hallway. You know what I mean? But like, so we've had it, but we've never debuted it on the show actually. All right. So why don't we talk about like enslavement?
Okay.
So I had a dream a couple of days ago.
God. That's like the opposite of Martin Luther King.
I had a dream. Yeah, that. But like, like we are enslaved to an extent, right? Like you're.
To like work, you mean, or like?
Yeah, to work and just even to behave. Like you can't. Like you have to fall in line in society. Otherwise, you'll actually become, property of the state, and then you will be, an actual slave.
I think it's like kind of reasonable for certain things like murder and like.
Yeah. But let's just all right. So if you were beholden to nobody, all right. So let me first talk about what my dream was.
Okay.
My dream was just that, like not even my supervisor, but like the person above my supervisor, like the boss of the whole company, like pulled me into her office and started lecturing me about my podcast and. Like they were like combing through like my social media and like looking for basically whether I was, I don't know, whatever was in my dream, and like, so, but like, it really got me thinking, like, shit, like I really am beholden to my job, in a way. I can't just get on here and talk about anything I want.
Kind of already have, but
I do. But and also, like Andrew Tate says this a lot, is your freedom of speech is directly tied in proportion to how irrelevant you are. Like if you are important to the world, you must say things that the world, feels good about. If you are very important and people hear what you say, you cannot just go like spouting off like Kanye, you know what I mean? Or you'll get canceled. So like,
I mean, Kanye's still spouting off. It hasn't stopped. But also, you're kind of limited even if you are irrelevant. Like you can't just go out into a crowded building and say yell fire or bomb or anything. So
you're right. Like so
there are limitations. Like there's no actual freedom of speech, but there is to a great deal of freedom of it. It's just you can't just say literally whatever you want.
Yeah, but so like if you were beholden to nobody, are there any ways that your demeanor would shift? Like would you what time would you speak any differently? Would you dress any differently? Would you eat any differently? Is there a time that you would wake up? Like what? Like would you travel to a specific place? What car would you drive?
So what? Like I don't have to work. I guess I just can do whatever I want.
Yeah, like all right. So let's start with work. What? Like let's say money wasn't an option because you already made it. You know what I mean? You were on top of the world. What would you choose to do as a job, or would you choose to not work a job?
Well, I feel like I would have to find something because I would be bored out of my mind if I didn't have something to do with my life. But I would also definitely go to Japan finally because I definitely want to go there.
Okay. Do you think you might be convinced to move there permanently, or would you come back?
Probably not. I feel like because a lot of the limitations to moving outside the country is a language barrier. If I'm going to actually move to another country, it'd have to be like one that I could kind of talk to everyone with, like Canada or like some European countries. Like a lot of them, unless I can actually just fluently learn a new language, but I doubt that. But yeah, I would probably just come back to America.
Okay. And so what would your job be? Would you be like a travel blogger?
I mean,
or
if I had just the choice to do any job, I would want to be an athlete, but I would have to be good at it too.
Yeah, well, you're I guess that's really getting into the realm of that's getting into the genie realm here. Like you were.
Yeah. I mean, this is already the genie realm. I can do whatever I want. Right?
Well, no, it's not so.
I have as much money as I want.
It's not so far fetched that you could become massively successful. It's very far fetched that you could become athletic enough to compete in some type of professional athletic.
Well, if I have enough money, I could hire the best trainers and all that. So.
And what sport would it be?
Probably soccer. Soccer is my favorite.
Okay.
I still don't think I would be able to build a skill set enough to, especially at 34 now or 33.
You could always become a soccer coach. I feel like that's more realistic.
Yeah, but I find coaching boring really. And teaching was literally the least the job I never wanted is at all. So I don't really want coaching is not much different from that.
Would you dress any differently?
I mean, I just
MRD's 1117 said, "A."
Yo, what up, Nasty? Yo, what we're talking about right now is if you were to shed the shackles of enslavement, right, and you were beholden to nobody, you know what I mean? Uncle Sam was no longer your master. You were a sovereign citizen of the world. How would you change? You know what I mean? Or would you stay the same? I'd absolutely start dressing with big ass chains every single day. I'd have a different chain every day. I'd have it's kind of ironic breaking free of my shackles, but I'd still put on the chains.
The symbol of what you used to be.
Yeah. I'm a freeman now. Like I got.
You don't lose your roots.
But yeah, like I'd have like a platinum chain, a gold chain, a bunch of silver chains. I'd probably have like a diamond chain.
MRD's 1117 said, if I was rich, I'd be Diddy damn near. Take that tape, bad boy, forever.
Yo, I was listening to a song I hadn't heard in forever. Fucking Satisfy You. And then I've realized that the artists of Satisfy You are Diddy and R. Kelly. It's like the most problematic like
Oh my God.
artists to make a song together. The song's a fucking banger though. And like Diddy's whatever. Diddy was like a fucking, I don't know, like a fucking producer really. But R. Kelly's music was so good. Why did he have to be so
Ignition.
depraved?
I love the Ignition.
Dude, yeah, Ignition remix, fucking In the Name of Love, Like a Snake. Would you probably wouldn't speak any differently, I feel like.
No, probably. Like, I feel like most of me wouldn't really change. The only thing I think I would probably have differently is I'd probably, like, pay people to do stuff for me, like maids and chefs and stuff.
Okay.
If I have, like, unlimited wealth or, like, enough to where I can do that.
But what would you use your time to do with all your free time? What would you
I would
spend?
watch all the anime I could
So would you just become like this?
I feel like eventually I'd run out of stuff, so I don't know. I would play sports more often probably.
Okay, yeah, I would definitely play I'd play like a game of basketball, game of pickleball, a game of football, game of volleyball every single day, you know. And then I'd just have all the gardeners and maids like being the being like the infielders and outfielders and shit like that, and just because that's like I wish somebody would have told me when I was a kid that there was gonna come like some day when nobody was down to play football ever again. Like
I'm down.
I have not played a game of football in like
people. It's hard to get enough people for it.
But like
And people are always busy.
No, but like I think what's really deeper than that, and nobody wants to talk about it, is they're all lazy, fat, old, out of shape in their mid-30s. Like
I think it's like a combination of laziness and being busy.
Yeah, it's a little bit of being busy,
kind of makes you tired and makes you more lazy. So it's kind of like a mixture.
It's just like it's sad. Like I haven't played a game of football in a long time. What car would you drive if money was not an issue?
I literally don't care about cars, so I don't even know enough about cars.
So you would just continue driving your Volvo?
I would just I would probably get one that's less beat up, I guess. But, I would probably just go with another used car.
Okay. And so you said you would travel to Japan. Anywhere else?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'd want to try to go to, each continent at some point. Also, all 50 states I'd like to go to.
And okay, all right. So how about all right, Nasty? I hope you're still watching, Nasty. I'm gonna do this one, and I hope my aunts and uncles are watching this too, so they can,
So they can buy it.
Yeah, maybe if it's necessary. It's definitely helpful. All right, guys. It's time we talk about a pressing issue. We all know that as men, it's our duty to perform, whether it's at the trading desk, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, or inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to the confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. Would you want to be Ross to Rachel, just friends? That's what you're going to be if you have trouble in that department. Don't you feel like the president just died flying your flag at half-mast? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith Podcast is this Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, we're talking about those pills that make you want to run a double marathon under the covers like David Goggins. Forget about overpriced Hims, Romans, Blue Chews, it's Mr. Nasty Time as the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat, pun intended. And I know what you're probably thinking, what if she cancels on me and these magic beans stick me with a giant beanstalk in my briefs? Well, say fee, fi, fo, fum to that. Now you're in control. I personally tried these bad boys, and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You can pop one over drinks and appetizers. It's not going to give away your position. Or due to the quick-acting effect, go to the bathroom, pop one or two in, and be fully equipped to perform. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the outrageous cost that they do. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life and check out It's Mr. Nasty Time to get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Let this, I need to change this because the stock market's not even necessarily atrocious. It had a midweek. It was kind of flat this week. But yeah.
It went down the worst since April 10th.
Yeah, this was the worst week in the past, what?
Well, the day I meant, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but I think it also recovered later in the day.
Yeah, it was a pretty flat day, a pretty flat week. Nothing. I'm sorry, I keep doing this, keep getting sidetracked when I'm doing. Don't let anything get you down, and save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty Time.
Stop it. Get some help.
All right, so. What do we got here? Should we do... What do you like doing the best? Do you like Reddit advice? I don't think I have a ton of Reddit advice. Do you like grading dating apps, or do you like grading S&P companies?
S&P companies out of those three.
Okay. It's been a while since we've done it, and I'm not even sure. I didn't prepare with a certain game show. I need to come up with a good game show. I was thinking, what do you think for a game show?
Stop.
What do you think about a game show of Name That Whitey?
What?
And we could do people who put on for the white man or white woman, like Caitlin Clark or Eminem or.
Okay.
I don't really know. There's not too many I'm sure the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees were. Or we could just do prominent whiteys with style and swagger, I guess.
Okay. Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Yeah. Josh Allen.
Joe Burrow.
Even though Josh Allen's wife is on the silver screen saying shit like this to Michael B. Jordan.
You told me you loved me. Well, I told you to stay the fuck away from me too, but I guess you didn't hear that part.
I heard you. I heard you loud and clear, but then you stuck your tongue in my coos and fucked me so hard, I figured you changed your mind.
Okay. So, we're grading these companies based on a 4-factor criteria. That is trajectory, dividend yield, market cap, and brand moat. Okay, so. All right, and we'll. See, did we do all these? I don't even know what we did and what we didn't do.
I thought you wrote them down.
I think I do have it written somewhere for sure. So I got it on the Patreon. I posted it. So we didn't do. Okay, we didn't do Altria. We didn't do Dell. We didn't do Ford. Right? We didn't do any of this stuff. Okay, so I actually have a couple queued up here, ready to go. All right. How about we start with Altria? All right, we got Altria. Now, let's go based on dividend yield. Altria is
should be an A, right?
It's a 6.83. Yes, A. Market cap is 100 billion.
Is that like a C?
That is a C. I think I might need to because now that we got done the mega blue chips, I think I might need to
feel
adjust
like
it in the
you were
future.
grading on a curve with those because, like, those market caps are kind of extreme.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if I judge all the other 500 companies based on how I judged the top 10 companies, then they're all going to look pale in comparison. So maybe in the future I will adjust that. What about trajectory of Altria?
I'd say probably like a B.
Sure. I guess we don't do like minuses and pluses and shit.
I would do a B minus.
Yeah, that's fair. It's
Like,
very like up and down.
It's up like recently, but like it definitely had its bad points like a few years ago.
Yeah, all the big tobacco is like booming right now, which is annoying to me because I had so much Philip Morris, sold so much Philip Morris, and then like and literally predicted to everyone. I was like, everyone should be buying tobacco. Everyone should be buying tobacco. Tobacco's looking great. And then I just like sold all my tobacco and then bought like a little bit more. But all right, we're going B for trajectory. What about brand mode? I can't give it an A for sure when it's like a triopoly, the tobacco industry. So
is it BTI, Philip Morris, and
Altria?
Philip Morris and Altria are kind of the same though. It's just
true.
International versus U.S.
Well, all right. So let's say that there's a monopoly. Do you feel comfortable giving a dual?
Who owns Marlboro? And
Philip Morris. Like Philip Morris is like the top dog, and I would even probably give Philip Morris.
Who owns Newport?
That's a good question. I think Newport could be like privately
that's definitely
owned.
second best, I would say.
I think they could be like privately owned. I don't think they're owned.
R.J. Reynolds Tobacco.
Yeah. So, do we want to give Altria a B for brand mode?
I would say B because they're like towards the top, but it's shared.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, what is a ACBB?
It's a 3.
3.0. Okay. What about? Oh shit! All right. Well, I guess this will. No, this will be like a good comparison. Which one people should buy between Altria versus BTI? So, well, I know BTI's fucking dividend is better for sure. BTI's dividend is 8.4. Definitely an A. Market cap 99. Oh, damn! Seriously?
So you're not even gonna? You probably bring it down now, but
no. Like I'll bring it down after this episode. It just sucks that they missed. They're 99.4 billion,
wow.
So they're like 600 million away. Yeah, they did just have a great day, or did they end up flat? What? I don't think so. I think they had like a 1% day.
Yeah, 1.39.
All right, so but we're gonna unfortunately give them a. Although this does say D. All right, so here's the thing: D is under 99 billion. They're not under 99 billion.
Wait, you said. But so is C is over 100, but T is under 99.
I didn't think that I would I didn't think I would encounter a $99 billion company.
Yeah, but you should always make it like.
What do you think? Do you?
I would give it a C.
You'd give it a C. All right, let's make a one-time exception, and then I'll tailor our criteria for next episode. What about trajectory for BTI? Is it the same as
it's like flat for a longer period of time and has killed it recently. I would say probably a B still. Yeah,
honestly, it looks less volatile than Altria.
Yeah, except it also just like that's like the good and the bad about volatility. It's kind of like you can have really good points in time, but like with Philip Morris, it's like almost never good until like the last year.
All right, so We'll give it a B for trajectory. And what about brand mode? I think they all deserve Bs, right?
Sure.
Okay, so ACBB, once again,
Same.
3.0. Okay, yeah, tobacco is, when you're buying tobacco, you're kind of buying just like a nice stable asset. That's what I like about it. If you can just get over the moral objection to peddling cancer and carcinogens to people, fuck it, you know what I mean?
I feel like there's probably a moral objection in a lot of stocks.
That's true, yeah. And
But that is kind of one of the worst moral ones.
but as an investor, what you need to say is, deliver me shareholder value, and if the consumer dies from consuming my product, fuck them.
Oh my god.
Why? Because fuck 'em, that's why.
All right, on to Procter Gamble. I'm sure Procter Gamble's got like fucking bleaches and like hazardous chemicals that they spill into our like water sources and shit.
I don't know if they can really do that anymore.
Oh, look. My mom's asking for her Christmas stocking. Like, that's probably going to be, who knows where that's going to be.
Christmas. Why is she asking about that?
Because I'm going to see her tomorrow.
Oh.
All right, on to Procter Gamble. What is their dividend yield? I don't think it's
2.55.
Okay. So, oh shit, I was not thinking about this at all because I made dividend yield 1 to 2 and then 3 to 4. I wasn't thinking about that.
You should have just straight up did like 100 below and 100 above. And
So-
like 1 to 3 and 3 to 4. Like
So what would you? All right, so they're in between a B and a C on this criteria. What would you give them? A B or a C?
I feel like 2.55 is pretty generic.
Would you give it a
But-
C?
I mean, C's an average, I
Yeah.
guess.
All right, let's give Procter Gamble a C for dividend yield. How about market cap?
Or do we round up because it's closer to
Typically I would, but I do agree. Like, it is pretty average, and I don't necessarily care to reward average mediocrity.
But their headquarters in Cincinnati. Let's bump them up too.
So is the IRS.
Actually,
I'm not.
C for Cincinnati. B for Bengals.
What about their market cap? What are they?
I don't know. I thought you had it pulled up.
I can in a second. They are a $388 billion company, so they are a B for market cap. What about for brand mode? I'd give them a B for brand mode. Maybe even
What is it? They're like
like Clorox, Tide.
Are they just like detergents? Aren't they
No,
also like
they got toothpaste. Their Crest. Probably not Arm & Hammer, I don't believe, but I'm sure there's a deodorant that they deal with.
So the thing is, it's not like their brand mode is in different areas as well. So it's like they're towards the top in toothpaste, towards the top in detergent. So it's not like it's hard to say they're just a B if they have multiple ones that they have like towards the biggest market share.
So you would give them an A? I think it's fair to give them an A for brand
It's
mode.
kind of close, I guess. Like I don't know.
Like every business, every
I feel like
household.
if you have multiple ones that you're like towards the top, and I would probably say an A.
Yeah, I think it's fair because like they're everywhere. Like in every.
It's kind of like Unilever and like.
Yeah, but they're big. Like they're bigger than Unilever. Like because they only really do like shower products. I think.
Unilever.
I think
Don't
so.
they have,
Yeah.
like sodas and stuff too.
Not that I know of. I know.
They have Dove. They have Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know they had Ben and Jerry's.
I didn't either. That might be.
I thought
new.
they were. Yeah, I thought they were their own thing. But I've heard like Unilever owns like a lot of different shit.
They did. There's like every now and again I'll see that like map that shows like the like everything is owned by like 6 companies or like there's like Mandalay and and like but okay, so an A. And what about trajectory for Procter Gamble?
I'd probably give it an A.
It does-
Like, they kind of steadily just go up.
yeah,
They've had, like, little dips here and there, but for the most part, they just kind of go up.
yeah, I think that's fair. All right, we'll give him an A. CBAA.
That's also a 3.
Okay.
Or wait, 3 CBAA? That's
Yes.
a 3.25.
3.25. Okay. I have this on the same page that I had like some girls. I see like Ashley. I was like, Ashley, what company's Ashley? What did Ashley get? Ashley got a 2.5.
Oh,
Um.
sounds average.
Okay. On to Ford. I know you're not gonna rate this highly.
Well, I mean, it's in terms of certain statistics, yeah, but in
Okay.
terms of dividend, it'll probably go.
Dividend 5.79.
Is that an A or a B?
That's an
That's
A.
an A, right?
Yeah. Market cap 40 billion.
That's a D.
Yeah. D. Trajectory's
like-
gonna kill it.
D or C at best. Like,
Yeah, let's see. I'm giving it like a. I think it's fair to give it a D. And brand mode. That's also going to be what?
I guess like they're not like bad in terms of brand. Like everyone knows Ford.
Yeah, and they're
not-
one of the most. I think they might
I feel like
produce. I wonder which car company produces the most vehicles
probably
a year.
Toyota, Honda, like who has the most sales? I guess.
No. Yeah, Toyota is the largest manufacturer of motor vehicles with basically 11 million units produced per year.
So like
Yeah.
the ones that consistently rank high in reliability and customer satisfaction are Toyota, Lexus, Honda, and Subaru. Additionally, Mazda and Porsche are often praised for their engaging driving dynamics and stylish designs. Yeah, I mean, like Ford isn't good in like their car development, but like they're still like a fair market share in cars.
It's a tough market, automobiles. Do we want to give it
say a C?
a C?
Yeah.
All right.
Like I can't give it a D, but a B seems too generous.
All right, that's fair. ADDC. It's kind of troubling that this is my my biggest position.
Oh, is it? It's a 1? No, 2.
2 flat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just need to keep on buying more companies so that Ford can be not my biggest position anymore. Dell. I'm waiting for Dell to get under 100 so I can buy some of that again. I'm so stupid. I sold Dell. I bought Dell at 52. I'm pretty sure, years ago, and I held on to it for a while, and then it started coming down, and I turned into Panic and Skywalker. But
should have sold it when it was high.
Dell has a measly dividend yield of 1.9, so that still makes it a C in dividend yield.
Oh yeah, because it was 1 to 3 or 1 to 2.
Yeah, 1 to 2 is a C. Under 1 is a D. Market cap is 76 billion. That makes it a D, right? Yeah. That's weird. I wonder if there has to be a time. I'll bet you in the 90s Dell was yeah, see, Dell's been oh god.
What?
Trajectory is definitely a D.
Why?
Look at it.
What do you mean? This? I mean, maybe mine doesn't go as far as yours.
Is how many years? Yeah, that's only 5 years.
Well, it's the max, but it's only giving me like 7 years.
Yeah, like I'd call it a D trajectory.
Why? What was it like before that? Let me see.
It's like it's just for the past I don't know what is it for the past 2 years. It's been just like going slowly down.
I'm not going off of 2 years. I'm
But
getting
then
the whole thing.
But even then this is like it looks as though it has already peaked, and it's not like hot.
Well, it's kind of been going back up. I think the problem was the tariffs and the COVID. Well, actually, COVID wasn't.
I kind of want to give it a D for trajectory.
I wouldn't give it a D. Like, this looks still pretty good. It'd at least be a C, and I was thinking possibly a B. Unless you have it like going further back and it was like way better, but I don't know if it was.
No, like it has never been higher than 116, and that was like very recently.
But like 9 years ago, it was 12. I'm sure they had like stock splits and stuff.
Yeah,
and it wasn't actually 12, but that's a good. Like they're at an 800 increase, 800%, which I would think is at least a C.
All right, we'll give it a C.
Probably not a B since it's not like 1,000%. Maybe we could make that like a market apart.
Like a grade of trajectory is like that's not a bad idea. Like 1,000% would be an A, 500% would be a B.
Although it's kind of hard to say it that way because if you like dip up and down, I don't think that would deserve an A if you're at like a good point. So maybe not.
What do we give Dell for brand moat? Honestly, like
that's a pretty crowded market. I would say they're still well known. It's kind of like in the Ford way of like a C probably.
A C, okay. And what about for? Did we already do market cap? I don't think we did. Market cap 7.
Did.
Kate M said, "Hi guys."
Hey Kate. Sorry guys, I apologize. And speak up if this kind of shit is like boring to you. We're grading S&P 500 companies that to some people this is probably like fucking god awful content. So if you are finding this to be boring, just be like, hey, we've had enough of the S&P 500 companies.
Well, we could do non-S&P 500.
No, but we did dividend yield, trajectory, and brand mode.
Wasn't their market cap like a 70 billion or something? Or
it's a C. It's a D. Yeah.
Yeah.
So CCCD.
Jeez. 1.75.
All right. Well, maybe I'm not gonna get back into Dell. Actually, I'm kind of like knowing that maybe it was like a good move to buy it, watch it double, and then sell it.
Well, yeah, that's what you should do. Like if you like what I had with Starbucks, I feel like once you get to a certain point, you should sell it.
Yeah. Okay. Broadcom.
Like they don't have a good dividend, do they?
Or
no,
do they even have a dividend? But holy shit!
Yeah, they're like pretty big.
They're $1 trillion company.
Wow. I knew they were big, but was that an A? I guess
that is an A. Was it AVGO? Might buy a little Broadcom.
Didn't I recommend that? Or what? No, I recommended Qualcomm.
Was it AMD?
I don't think I recommended AMD.
It might have been Broadcom. I mean, they're a well-known company.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to be super diversified in microprocessors. I don't I used to love it, and I rode the boom of microprocessors and then sold out of it. Now I just have like 1 or 2 shares of Nvidia, and I'm kind of like comfortable there. Like I don't really see much value right now. Maybe if Broadcom were to fall below 200 and Nvidia were to fall below 100, then I'd be compelled to buy.
They were at like 146 on
Broadcom.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because of the tariffs.
Okay.
And then they shot back up.
Okay. Dividend yield is 1.
Slightly above.
It's a C. Brand moat for Broadcom, I can't give it an A. I think a B is fair though, right?
I guess it'd be a B or a C.
They're like probably like second best in the microchip, or third, maybe
Well,
third.
Taiwan.
Yeah, they're at worst like third best, at best and at worst. Like they're the third.
Probably
Yeah.
around that. Yeah.
So like a B.
Sure. I feel like that's probably better than Ford and Dell in their markets.
Yeah, because like they're a bona fide like bronze, whereas the other ones.
Ford is definitely not.
Yeah.
Dell, I mean, maybe you could make the argument, but I don't know. I don't know.
You could
enough.
make the argument that Dell maybe makes the best computers, but
I don't know enough about computers to say which one. Like,
well, they're not. Yeah, they're not better
I know
than Apple.
HP's good. I know Apple's good.
Yeah.
I know Lenovo's cheap and like reliable.
Asus.
Acer. I think I have Asus. Acer is also a good one. Like,
okay.
There's a lot of them.
So, and then we got what trajectory for Avgo?
I would probably say an A.
Is that the case?
Other than the tariff drop, it was always pretty good.
See, what I'm seeing is not.
Are you only looking at like the last year? Or?
No, I'm looking at like all the way back.
This is what you're looking at?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No,
yeah, because like this is a pretty big.
No, yeah, I'll get that in A.
They're up 13,846% from 2009.
All right, we got ACBA.
The 3.25.
Okay. I might just go and get some Broadcom when the time. Maybe I want to see it fall another $29, and then I'll get some
You're always
Broadcom
rooting for stocks to fall.
so I can buy them.
I know.
Qualcomm.
Now we're going to Qualcomm.
Qualcomm has a market cap of $160 billion. That would put it at a C. It's got a dividend yield of 2.45%. Not bad. Oh, but what do we call that? Are we calling it a B or a C?
I mean, that's less than the other one, so I'd say a C, I guess. That's
C.
less than the 2.55 that which one was it? Procter and Gamble?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and brand mode. I think Qualcomm deserves like maybe a C for brand mode. They're not in the not on the pedestal or not on the podium of like medal winners, So, kind of just like a run of the mill microchip and trajectory.
It's probably a B. But in terms of percentage, if it's going all the way back to 1991,
what 512 you're talking about?
What do you mean?
There was like one huge spike where it went up to $512.
What? Where's that?
It must have been so long ago, but like it was literally it probably was like.
This is what I'm looking at.
Okay.
So like it was really small here, made a jump, and kind of staggered out for a while, and then jumped again. I would say probably a B.
Everybody, this is what my chart says. Is it showing? It's like
kind of.
See that like one candlestick way long ago that's just like peaking. I think, but who knows? Like it might have just been like. Literally could have been just one day.
How far back did you go?
I think that's in 2001.
Oh, okay. So it's basically the same one as mine.
Yeah. Yours is probably just only showing, like, the close, and that probably happened in... Who knows? Like, it might have just been, like, a fucking... Who knows? But, yeah. So, B?
Yeah.
Okay. CCCB.
2.5.
2.5. And we'll... wrap this up pretty soon. I'll do like 3 more. How about that?
All right.
How about that?
What does that mean?
What I just said.
Walmart.
Walmart. The Walton.
Walmart has a market cap of $770 billion.
Is that an A or I don't even remember where.
That is a B. A is only $1 trillion, which is
Oh, really?
very unrealistic. And I think I need to adjust the dividends and adjust the market cap, and then I can maybe add criteria to trajectory. Like what? Maybe like since inception, 1,000% since inception would make it like a A.
It just feels kind of hard to judge on
It's,
that.
maybe we
because-
should keep it subjective.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if your trajectory is going up and down a lot, I don't know if you deserve an A.
Okay. Then
Ryan McMullen said, "Hi, pals."
yo, what up, Rye? Rye, if this is boring you, well, one thing that's good about this, Rye, is that we're not cursing. We're talking about boring old S&P 500 companies, not talking about hose, slob, and knob, and stuff like that. So you can play this in the living room, and it's not going to offend any, any immature ears. But Walmart, definitely, I'm giving an A for trajectory.
Yeah.
That's like clean, nice.
Yeah.
Dividend yield
Although
is
it's kind of like flat from like 20 years until like
oh god,
27.
dude, their dividends trash.
It's right below 1.
They get a D in dividend, and brand mode. Honestly, they kind of deserve an A, I think, in brand mode.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, I guess like what Amazon would kind of be competition for them.
that's true.
It's kind of different since it's like easily the best brick and mortar one,
Yeah,
but
they have everything,
yeah, like-
and yeah,
yeah, I would still give it an A.
BADA.
It's like up and down. That's a B, so that's 3.
3.0. Okay. So, we've had 3 3.0s and 2 3.25s. So most of these are companies that should be considered. I'd say if a company is getting at least a 3.0, you should consider adding it to your portfolio. Starbucks. Market cap of $95 billion.
Wow.
That puts it at a D. There's they have such brand recognition.
Yeah.
How have they been such a small company? Is it because I guess because their stock price has
I think it's because they tried to expand in China and it hasn't been working very well. I think they China has like their own big brands there that are doing better than Starbucks, and they've kind of spent a lot of money in that. So I think that's probably taken a hit on it.
Okay,
But I feel like that's something that can grow in the future still.
So for market cap D, for brand mode, what would you give Starbucks?
Yeah, so that's an A. Like,
An A.
like they're probably bigger than Dunkin' too. Like I feel like
I don't know about worldwide, but
worldwide is kind of different because
I'm fine with giving it an A for brand mode.
I don't see a bigger worldwide one either though.
They're kind of just like what they might lack in numbers, they make up for in being the class of the sector. You know what I mean? Like everybody loves Starbucks if they're a coffee lover.
Mm-hmm.
Dividend yield, I think it's like a 2.
8 and 9.
Oh, it's a 2.89. All right, so are we giving that a C or a B? I think
it's still kind of average, but
it's closer to a B than it is to a C.
Well, so it's 2.55.
No, but 2.89 is closer than 2.5.
Yeah.
So
what's the cutoff? 2.75.
yeah, I think
I'll give it a B. I guess.
Yeah, we'll give it a B. And trajectory, I was looking at it. It looks pretty B-ish to me.
It's like it was really good if you got in earlier.
At $2.70 and rode it all the way up to 116.
Yeah. There are like a lot of good points. It generally increases, but it has pretty big dips as well.
All right. DABB for Starbucks.
DABB?
Yeah.
So it's 2.75.
2.75. On to the last one, which is Mickey D's.
Didn't they just take a hit on their earnings report?
They had a No, they've been doing pretty good for the last 4 months.
Yeah, but I thought like their report came out like a week ago when they kind of went down. Yeah, they're down like 1.39% in the last week.
Well, they were pretty flat today as well, but they still finished just barely green. So
They did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Although
After hours they kind of dipped.
although their trajectory is A as heck.
A as heck. Yeah, I would give it an A in trajectory.
Trajectory A, market cap $225 billion.
Is that still a C or is that a B?
It's a C.
B?
Although I definitely need to adjust this for like mid cap and small cap, since we've done all of the large volume companies.
Well, I think it should have just. I feel like all the high volumes should have just been A's in that category, regardless.
Yeah, but I guess it started off good. It just needs to be tailored.
Yeah.
As we keep getting more and more obscure with these
Yeah.
companies.
Well, this isn't even obscure.
No, it's
all
not.
Big names.
Dividend is 2.25%.
So a C, I guess.
Yes. And brand mode probably
They're
an A.
Like,
Yeah.
they're the most recognizable
Fast food
food
company.
chain.
Yeah.
like
A
Golden Arches.
CCA
Just a B. 3.
3.0. Okay. So there you have it, guys. If you're still with us, we graded Altria, gave it a 3.0. Graded British Tobacco, gave it a 3.0. Graded Procter Gamble, gave it a 3.25. I wonder how that compares to Colgate. How does that compare to Colgate?
Didn't all the big market ones get like 3 or 3.25 too?
Yeah, but Colgate's not like, I think
Well, yeah.
I like randomly had Colgate.
That
Yeah,
was, like,
Colgate got a
2.75.
2.5. So
2.5? Oh.
so Procter Gamble would be
Start buying Crest.
Procter Gamble would be the smarter play, and I think I might be off of my Colgate Palma. I love their products, but that's just like preference. Like
Is there a reason you like their products better? Or is it just because you used it when you were a kid, or like I guess growing up? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's more sentimental.
I feel like that's how you feel about Ford. You kind of just grew up with Ford, and you're like, all right.
Yeah, like I like companies that don't gouge their consumers with their prices. Like I like an affordable company like Ford, like Colgate, like Palmolive.
Is Ford cheap with their prices?
Oh yeah, like Ford's one of the cheapest.
Really? Huh.
Maybe not when you're talking about the Super Duty F-150 trucks that go for like $100,000, but
$100,000, Jesus.
Yeah, like if it's a brand new Super Duty F-150, yeah, those things are a shit ton of money. But not like if you want to get like a 5-year-old Ford Fiesta like mine, like that'll probably only go for like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000.
I feel like all used cars are pretty much just cheaper. Like the depreciation on cars is drastic.
Yeah. Dave Ramsey says the reason that Chevrolet's motto is like a rock is because that's what happens. Your value drops like a rock the second you drive it off the dealership.
I didn't even know that was the motto.
All right, so Ford only got a measly 2.0, which might be the lowest grade I've ever given.
Sure it is.
Dell got worse. Dell got a 1.75.
Oh, yeah. Damn.
Broadcom got a 3.25. Qualcomm got a 2.5. Walmart got a 3.0. Starbucks 2.75, and McDonald's 3.0.
I feel like we were too harsh on Dell. I feel like Dell's not that bad.
I think we were just too harsh. Our criteria was too harsh for the mid cap stocks. So, all right. So I did both nasties and holler boys.
Stock said, boring sleeping face.
All right, we're done.
Who even is that?
Broke stock?
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be broke stock. Hopefully we are done.
Why did the name stop?
Hopefully you are done, or hopefully you are subscribed. And why don't we talk now about the NBA playoffs?
Okay.
Who was your Wait, so what's the series score of Pacers Knicks?
I think game 2's tonight, isn't it?
Okay, so it's just 1-0 Pacers.
Oh yeah, it just started game 2.
Did you hear what Tyrese
Protest said, I'm subscribed to those rose-colored glasses.
All right, yo, do I know you, Broke Stock? Yeah, you got to wear your rose-colored glasses in this life. You got to, be happy and look at things, as a glass half full kind of thing. I wonder who Broke Stock is. Do you know what Halliburton's new nickname is?
No.
They're calling him the Halliban because he blew up New York.
Oh my god. Okay. I love how he did the Reggie Miller celebration.
Wait, he did this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was did you see the shot? It was ridiculous.
The
whole last minute and overtime was ridiculous. But his shot was basically like Kawhi Leonard's against the Sixers. It bounced like really high up and then went it had less bounces. It only bounced once, but really high up and then went in.
Okay. And
he did the Reggie Miller celebration because he thought that ended it because it was 125 to 123 and he stepped back to make a 3-pointer. But it was a 2.
Said, boring sleeping face.
All right, sorry.
I think it's just an art troll.
I don't know. I want to know who it is. But
yeah, it was just an incredible game, and he it's just funny because he did the celebration, but it ended up just being a tie, and they had to go to overtime, but then they won anyway.
Oh, and they said...
Oh, yeah, and at the very end, it was 0.2 seconds left, and the Pacers got the ball on a turnover, and they were up 1 point, and Halliburton just literally handed it to Anthony Towns, and Towns, shot it, was able to get the shot off, but he didn't make it, which is kind of crazy that you would just hand the ball off to the other team.
So they showed a record of teams that were trailing in the fourth quarter of a playoff overtime game with 1 minute left, and it was before that game it was 0 and what?
It was 1100.
Yeah, so that was what kind of an epic collapse it was. And what's going on with Thunder versus who is it? Thunder versus?
Oh, I guess he didn't get the shot off. It looked like he did because
Ryan McMullen said he didn't get the shot off.
What's the other series? It's Thunder.
Said, have you seen my baseball?
What?
Who are you? I don't even know who you are.
You say who are you? Everyone in chat.
Because if I don't know him, I just got a problem with people anonymously typing up a storm from a keyboard. I want to know who you are. Guys, everyone thumbs up.
with free viewers.
No, I like it. And we actually, Mandingo actually pushed us to our highest live viewership in one episode last week. So, because he was just creating all these fake accounts to talk, cash trash.
You asked for that, right?
Yeah, I'm happy for him. Good for him.
Said all publicity is good publicity.
What's the
Thunder Timberwolves?
Yeah, what's the score of it?
2-0 Thunder.
Oh.
Yeah, kind of.
Yo, right.
But it's going to Minnesota now, so maybe they can come back.
Yo, I always rock a collared button up and stuff like that, but next week I might have to debut the Chetty Wetty Spaghetti homegrown orange jersey because
I love orange.
I'm riding for Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Child Support Family Court.
You're welcome.
There he is. All right. Yo, Mandingo. Hey, this one's for you.
I think Mandingo, he is Broke Stock.
Well, yo, Mandingo, if you're going to subscribe these accounts, you're all right in my book, all right? Even if not. You know what? I encourage you to...
Mandingo said, pour one out, boys.
This one's for all the dead homies. All right. See, Mandingo hates it when I judge women based on their dating apps. So
I mean, so do I.
I'm gonna, you know what, Mandingo? I'm gonna spare you. We're not gonna judge any women tonight. We're gonna be friendly to all. Let me pull up some Reddit advice, I guess.
I feel like SGA is the only one I like on the Thunder now. I used to love like Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook Thunder, but
You don't love
and
Chet?
Supersonics. But no, I don't love Chet. I'm a big Wemby fan.
Brickestop said, judge them hoes.
Judging hoes, bro. So I work from home 4 days a week and 1 day from the office. My wife does not work, and she says she is, he puts it in quotations, studying. Well, I pay for it. The one day I came home from the office and saw that the house was tidied more than usual. I asked her, who was here? And she replied,
Oh my God.
no one. Who do you think will come here? So I take her word for it. Saturday morning, I got an urge to look at her phone and came across Instagram message between her and he uses quotes again, friend of mine. They
Sounds so generic of a story.
They discussed the visit. He messaged her saying that he is on his way and that she had to get a movie, pick a movie, and get a blanket ready. She also replied that everything is ready and she's waiting for him. There were a bunch more messages and heart emojis, etc. that they sent to each other. I took photos of these chats. I have confronted them. They say they only kissed, but I have a tough time believing that.
Well, I mean, that's not good either.
No, it's not. We've been together for almost 20 years, and we have a young daughter. She wants marriage
Why is there
counseling.
always a kid in these stories? Makes it so messed up.
Because struggling couples, first they have a kid to try and reconcile the marriage.
Brickestop said, I'm getting hard.
Okay.
Never getting hard.
Ryan McMullen said, take her back.
Take her back.
I don't think they're broken up.
Wait, do you
but-
mean take her back to the streets, like return her? Or do you mean like
I
take her
think
back
that's what
like
he means, yeah.
everything's okay, honey, I
No.
forgive you?
I don't think that's what he means.
Right, can you clarify? Which way do you mean to take her back?
Oh my god.
Do you mean like from the streets she came to the streets she shall return? Or do you mean like, it's okay, I forgive you, honey. I forgive you. I know it probably meant nothing, and I'll be more focused on you. I'll pay you more attention. I'll make sure that this never happens again. How does that sound?
And one, you should never be having a kid to reconcile a relationship.
No.
That's the worst thing you could do.
But you definitely should never be having an affair to reconcile the
I mean,
feelings of...
an affair is never reconciling anything.
No.
That's the opposite.
Well, a lot
Ryan
of...
McMullen said, forgive her. Being a beta is the best. Brickestop said, I love cuck stories, don't you, Chris?
I do.
Don't you?
I do. A good cuck story is good. I've confronted them. They say they only kiss, but I have a tough time believing that. We have... My cucky senses are tingling. We have
I'm
been
in on this.
We've
I
been
wanna
together
watch.
for almost 20 years, and we have a young daughter. She wants marriage counseling, but I find that very difficult, as this is not the first time that something like this occurred. Well, what should I do? Would you have... Well, what else occurred, bro? We need more of the story, but what do you say?
I'm guessing they cheated before too.
Brickestop said, be a good little cuck, Chris.
Facts. What do you say? Do you say file for divorce?
It's always hard to say that when a kid's involved, but like you at least need marriage counseling, obviously, and you kind of need to like focus on getting this to stop. But I don't think if it's even the first time, I don't think this is stopping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I guess you kind of would go with a divorce and a shared custody kind of thing. Well, I guess it'd probably be like if you probably should fight for custody solely.
But he's working all the time. They're going to grant the deadbeat mom
Well,
who's
I
a
don't
student.
They do that just because you're working. If someone cheats, infidelity kind of is the big player in that.
I don't think, not
It is.
most of the time. Like, it's impossible to prove, first of all, because, like, it's not like he has a videotape of her.
Pictures
Mandingo
of the
said,
chat.
I'll use cocks. I'm the Mandingo. I say leave that bitch.
I concur.
But
But-
agree with Mandingo? Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more encouraging of Mandingo. Since Mandingo, you're a goat. You got us, 100 live. You got us 100 live viewers last episode. Why don't you do it again? Make
He's not a goat. He's the goat.
He's one of the goats. He's not.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of goats.
No, I don't know about that. But yeah, like even pictures of text messages saying like kissy face, I can't wait to snuggle with you. Like a judge can't definitively prove it or rule that is like actual like penetrative coitus.
Well, sure, but it's still something. Like there's nothing on his phone that does that. So
yeah, but I'm just saying like a judge is not going to take kids away from a mother.
Well, not gonna take it away, but it's probably gonna give the guy more custody than the girl.
But then you're like he's the breadwinner. He's the sole.
Sounds like you guys like big black cock.
He's the sole breadwinner. So like judges just tend to give custody to the one who is not bringing home the bacon because the person.
Where did you get that from?
Well, like that's why men, for as long as history in divorce court, have like not gotten custody of their kids because they
don't file for it. Only 13% of men file for it.
Well, why do you think that is?
Probably because they work and they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's not that they won't award it to them. It's that they don't want to because they have to work.
It just doesn't make much sense to take the income away from the spouses or divorcees and to award custody to award primary custody to the spouse that is bringing home all the bacon. Because then that just like throws a wrench into their family income.
Does that? It's not like they're like, how does it throw a wrench into it more? Like it's the divorce that's doing that.
Said,
it's not
boring sleeping face.
It's not like the income, like the guy who's making more income having the child that does that. It's the divorce itself that does that.
Yeah. So I mean, like in this marriage, right? Like the wife has the availability to get her degree in whatever stupid fucking field that is. She's able to stay at home, not have a job. She's able to watch the kid.
Briquet's dog said, have you seen my basketball?
I have not. She's able to, she's able to do whatever she wants while he has to, work. And she's also able to, sleep with his best friend, watch movies all day.
Wait, it was his best friend? I thought it was just her
friend. It was his friend.
I thought it was her quote friend.
No, he said, I saw Instagram messages between her and a friend of mine, he says. So, yeah. But, yeah.
So that's why he was saying quote
friend. In the marriage, the way that the marriage is set up is she is able to basically do whatever she wants within reason, and he has to provide for her. So I guess you could divorce. It's not going to get any more simple, for you guys.
But it's not going to be simple staying with her either.
No, it's kind of like you're kind of in between a rock and a hard place, and you have to divorce. Although you
don't have to, but it's probably the better option.
Yeah, it's the only good option because if you stay with a woman,
it's still not a good option. It's just that it's the better of two evils.
Yeah, it's the
rock of the I don't even know which is worse. The rock or the hard place. It's kind of the same.
I guess like a hard.
Said,
the rock is a hard place.
Face. Come boy.
All right. This is a girl writing this. This morning at my work office, there were two guys who came in to replace the bulbs for our ceiling lights. As I was coming back to my desk from the bathroom, I made eye contact with one of the guys. He was super cute, so I decided, what the hell? I'll just shoot my shot. I was waiting for an opening since he was changing the bulb above my supervisor's desk, so I decided to wait a bit. I wrote on a sticky note, "Hey, are you single? I just thought you're really
Wrote
cute.
on it. What is this, first grade?
I just thought you're really cute, so I'm going to shoot my shot." Then I wrote my number on the bottom. I didn't want to ask verbally since everyone could hear. Later, he moved to another room, and he was by himself. I knew this was my only chance, so I grabbed some documents to scan.
Wait, so did he even see the note?
Well, this is
Oh,
she just wrote the note, and this is her
I thought
approach.
while he was alone, she could just tell him then.
Later, he moved to another room, and he was by himself. I knew this was my only chance, so I grabbed some documents to scan, and as I was passing by the room, I handed him the sticky note. He looked shocked, but I walked away before I could see his full reaction. This was only an hour ago, so who knows if he'll text me.
You're posting on Reddit an hour later? What the fuck? This feels so weird.
Bro, like...
So that's it? Is that the whole story?
Yeah.
Broadcast off.
What
Said, my cock
advice?
is rock is hard right now.
What advice does she want then? Sounds like she's just telling a story.
She's just like, I don't know. But like, if a guy did this, I feel like a guy's getting blanked. Like
Okay.
a girl would see that as like a low confidence move by a guy, and she, especially if like they just hand him a piece of paper and walk away instead of like just speaking like
I think under the circumstances where they can't speak in front of people, it's
well, that's I think this is like a little bit back to that like slave mindset. Like who says you can't speak in front of people? You know, like it's
Well,
like it's a societal
You don't-
programming that's programming you to think that it's not like acceptable.
it's that you don't want rumors and stuff, and you don't want to look bad if you get shot down. Like,
Yeah, because you're like
Mandingo
afraid.
said, me too.
You're afraid of the consequences of like of stepping outside of a societal norm. But like the
well,
truth
no,
is
it's
like,
that you don't want to get made fun of. It's not like about a societal norm. It's just you don't want people judging you.
it's just it's low confidence because you're you're planning
Broadcast
for
off. Said, eat that pizza, drink that Pepsi.
it's Coke, Mandingo. All right. The day I found out my dog had a secret life.
What?
So about 2 years ago,
Was he an agent?
I have a story like this about Clark, but
Oh boy.
so about 2 years ago, I adopted this golden retriever named Milo. Sweetest dog ever. He loves everyone. Typical golden energy. Tail wagging so hard it could knock over a lamp. We live in a quiet neighborhood where a lot of people leave their gates open, and Milo
he gets
has
out.
always been good about staying close to home. I trusted him enough to let him hang out in the front yard sometimes while I worked inside with the window open. One afternoon, I realized it had been a little too quiet. I went outside to call him, and he wasn't there. Full panic mode activated. I grabbed his leash and started running up and down the street, yelling his name like a crazy person. About 3 houses down, I saw something that made me stop dead in my tracks. Milo was sitting...
Broadcast off. Said, get that peanut butter ready.
Milo was sitting on someone else's porch. And not just sitting. He was lounging like he owned the place. Head up, tongue out, happy as could be. And next to him, an older woman in a rocking chair.
What is he
feeding him
eating? Like
pieces of chicken from a plate. I was like, Milo? The woman looked up and smiled and said, "Oh, you must be Milo's other family."
other
family? Turns out for months, Milo has been slipping away whenever I wasn't looking and visiting this woman, Mrs. Patterson. She lived alone, her kids were grown, and apparently Milo had just decided to adopt her. He'd shown up every couple of days, sit politely on her porch, and she'd reward him with chicken, scraps, and the occasional bacon strip.
Mhm.
We both laughed about it, and I apologized like 1,000 times for him intruding, but she...
Broadcast off. Said, boring sleeping face.
um,
Sure, he's not a troll yet.
oh, he's a troll,
That's what I
but...
told you.
She said, she waved it off, said he's good company. After that, we kind of made it official. Milo has 2 homes. I started bringing
Made
Mrs.
it
Patterson groceries once a week, and Milo got to have his second grandma. He still splits his time between us, and honestly, I think he had the right idea. So I used to have, like when I lived at my dad's house, he would always let Clark out against my wishes, and we lived right behind these people that, like a similar situation, not...
Broadcast off. Said, I can smell your stank ass from here.
they would they would like sit out in the summertime and have like fires on their patio, and Clark would just go over
And
while
burn
they were
himself.
like what?
And burn himself.
No, he would just like sit on their
Fire.
patio furniture and just soak up the
That's
soak
what he
up
does
the
when
warmth.
we have a fire in the fireplace. Just sits right up
Brikestov
against it.
said, have you showered today?
We both literally showered right before this.
Wait, hold up. How do I? Here we go.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, timing him out. Maybe it'll make him create a new account to
Sure.
to subscribe. Although he's a liar, and I'm quite
Well,
positive he didn't
obviously doesn't.
subscribe.
He said he could smell this.
Actually,
so
he-
obviously
no.
he's a liar.
Yeah, I think those 3 extra subscribers are my aunt and 2 cousins probably, or something like that. All right. Hey, everyone. Figured I'd join the party and see if the beautiful people of Reddit can help.
Beautiful people.
I've been struggling with credit card debt. A HELOC spent for home improvements with plans to sell my house by now. Not happening anytime soon due to an injury and surgery. So here's the thing. I recently took out what I planned to be my last...
Mandingo said, why do you wear the same shirt every week?
I think he's talking to you, Chernie.
Me? I don't, but
Yeah.
I changed it. I thought he was just talking to you and lying.
Maybe, I don't know. I literally have a shirt of the week, so I don't even know if I've ever worn the same shirt on this podcast for a single episode. So here's the thing. I recently took out what I planned to be my last loan. It's $8,000 sitting in my bank, waiting to be spent on paying down debt before I probably do bankruptcy. Originally, I wanted to spend it paying off my student loans, and then if I needed to do bankruptcy, well, legally speaking, I wouldn't want to do bankruptcy if I paid them off with the loan. So here's what I have, and please don't judge me. I was doing so well a few years ago with a 790 credit score, and things have just gotten out of hand in the last few years. So let's write down these figures.
Oh, God.
HELOC, 8%.
8% what?
Like average,
Or-
like annual interest applied.
Oh, the interest.
$30,000.
Is that the loan? Like the principal of the loan or something? Or what is that?
That's like the total outstanding debt of the
Oh,
home equity line of credit. New loan, fucking,
Why have a new one?
because they're stupid. So what they're, why would you get a new loan?
To pay off the old one.
But the new loan is only $8,000. That doesn't do anything to the.
I mean, it's never a good idea to use a loan to pay off a loan anyway, but people do it.
Like there's certain debt consolidation strategies that make sense, but this is not that.
Of course not.
So this new loan is 35%.
Jeez.
That's good. That's gonna kill you for $8,000.
Oh my God.
Student loans, %%.
Why is that a question? I mean, I
All
guess
right, what is the
probably because it's on freeze right now.
well? What is
But
the average student loan? I think
I
it's
have no idea.
I think it's around 8 to 10%, right?
I could look it up, I guess.
Yeah, if I know anything, I'm gonna guess in between 8 and 10%. Let's see how much my finger is on the student loan pulse.
For 24-25 school year, federal student loan rates for undergraduates are 6.53 for both subsidized and unsubsidized loans. Graduate students face a higher rate of 8.08 for unsubsidized and 9.08 for plus loans, which are also available to parents. Private student loan rates can range from 3.5 to 17%, depending on your creditworthiness and other factors.
Let's just take a shot in the dark and say 8%.
Sure.
I feel like that's fair. Student loans, $5,100. So let's just say $5,000.
It seems like 6.5 is the average for undergrad.
Car. Jesus. Stop taking all this debt on, sweetheart.
I mean, you kind of need a car, but
You don't need to finance a car, though.
Yeah, well, it depends. If you have like no money, even for a cheap car, you might need to.
Car 2%. Well, it's $5,200, but we'll call it another $5K.
Yeah, like a 5,200.
Jesus.
What?
5 credit cards.
Why do you need 5?
In between 25 and 29% interest rate. I'm gonna call it I'm gonna call it 27%.
But like I never understand is why anyone needs more than one credit card. Which I'm assuming they just do it to pay off other credit cards, but
30,
it's so bad.
30K.
For in total for the credit cards?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So there are two.
What are you even buying anymore?
So there are two methods that are like widely regarded as the two best methods to paying off debt. There is the debt snowball and the debt avalanche, and they're basically the exact same but reversed. So the debt snowball, which I mean, Dave Ramsey is like the authority on the entire country, the entire internet of paying off debt, and
it's where you pay off the high interest ones first, right?
no, the
That's
debt
avalanche?
snowball is paying off the smallest debts first.
The smallest debt.
Smallest debts. So he would suggest that you knock off the $5,000 student loan debt, then knock off the $5,000 car debt, then knock off the 35% loan that you took most recently, and then you're left with only 60K of debt, which is still a lot, especially because one is at 27%, and one and by the way, you're also making the minimum payments on all of these while you're doing that.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, like that's what you need to do. Otherwise, they're just going to
you need to do more than the minimum.
No, but I'm saying you need to just like put all of your effort at the.
Which would be more than the minimum, wouldn't it?
No, yeah. Like he's saying, pay the minimums on all of them, but
and then
the smallest, the smallest you just like work to eliminate.
Yeah.
Then there is the
Avalanche.
debt avalanche, which is where you attack the highest percent.
That I agree with more. Like the snowball, I've heard of the snow. I didn't know the avalanche was called that. I thought that was the snowball, but they're both fine, but I feel like avalanche is better in lowering the total amount that you'll have to pay in the end.
It does. I think what
and
Ramsey.
I think it kind of gets you there faster still.
It might, but what Ramsey says is that it kind of simplifies it, and you are more psychologically reinforced.
Yeah,
like once you knock out a whole debt, you're like, shit, I can do this. Whereas if you're just going after the biggest debts, you kind of just get stuck in like doing the same shit every single week, and you feel like you're like trying to tackle this insurmountable obstacle.
And you would be tackling the credit cards first, and that's going to make it feel even more insurmountable because you're going to continue to use them a lot. While other debts you can actually knock down, and like you're not using more of a car loan.
And so I'm not sure. Because I think what the avalanche is attacking the largest balance, not necessarily the largest percent.
Are you sure?
I don't know.
There's definitely one that's like the largest percent, right?
Well, because this person here has 35% of an $8,000 loan. That's pretty big. Until you think about 27% of a $30,000 loan. That would be like it would kill you so quickly. Like if you just reverse it and just think about. Think about the counterparty. Think about the counterparty's interest whenever you're tackling debt. If I told you right now that I was going to give you 27% annual returns on a $30,000 investment, you'd be like, "Sign me up! Sign me up right now! I'll do that right now."
The thing is, there's like a higher the demand supply thing is why they're able to do it because there's a higher demand to take out loans to pay for other stuff.
Yeah. Wait, did you look up what the avalanche method is?
I was trying to find other methods, but I'll look it up.
I think I got rid of my Jameis talking about, I am so happy and grateful to play in some snow.
Yeah, I think you did. The avalanche method, also known as debt stacking, is debt repayment strategy where you prioritize paying off debts with the highest interest rates
Okay.
first, regardless of the balance size.
Gotcha.
This method helps minimize overall interest paid and can be faster to eliminate debt, particularly if you have debts with high APR.
Okay.
Which is why I agree with it, but also there is that point where I feel like a good majority of people that have this debt problem probably have the issue of feeling like they're never going to get out of it, and this probably wouldn't help them with their mindset on that. So that's why the snowball would be better. I feel like they both have their advantages.
They do, yeah. Like, it's not, like, at the end of the day, just doing it.
You got to stick to it regardless.
Yeah, like, if you just, like, sweep it under a rug, try and declare bankruptcy, try and default, try and hope that the IRS or Sally Mae or Freddie Mac is going to just forget about what you owe, like, you're in for a rude awakening. But, yeah, if you just do it,
just do it.
even if you do it imperfectly, like, as long as, you know, and if you really have a passion for becoming financially free, you're going to look up some of these professionals and you're going to get out of debt faster. What is a profession that gets too much hate?
Plumbing.
Plumbing, is that on here?
Oh.
No, I'm just seeing what some other Redditors. Garbage men was listed on here. They all deal with trash daily. This guy says janitors, lawyers, and garbage men. They all deal with trash daily. Lawyers, especially those who represent the bad guy. I agree. They're just doing their job.
Dentists? They're like the highest, like suicide rate amongst professions.
Really?
Yeah. Well, at least last I checked. I don't know if it's changed.
I thought like postal workers used to be high on that.
Probably.
Maybe that was like a long time ago.
The highest rates are, I feel like construction's probably incidental, but
are they the number one? Like that's
what AI overview says, but I feel like they're usually kind of wrong on a lot of things. Number one is medical doctors. Number two is dentists. Number three is police officers. Four is veterinarians. Five is financial advisors. I guess medical doctors probably because it's like you see so much shit, and also it's so like a very high stress job. 6 is real estate. 7 is electricians. 8 is lawyers. 9 is farmers. 10 is pharmacists.
A lot. I watch and listen to a lot of this like getting out of debt stuff, and pharmacists are always in so much debt because. Like you basically need to go to med school to become a pharmacist, but you don't get med school pay. You work at like a CVS or a Rite Aid. Like
it kind of depends. Monica gets paid a lot.
Does she work in like a farm in like a?
She works in the same area.
Okay, so that's probably a little bit better than working in like a.
She makes 6 figures, so.
Yeah.
But she has a lot of debt as well.
Yeah. Retail workers, they deal with the worst version of people every single day. Teachers, they're doing their best, man, and they've got no money to do it on.
I feel like teachers get a lot of credit, though. Like, a lot of people praise teachers.
Yeah, like, and it's also one of the easiest... It's one of the easiest careers to become, like, specialized in. Like, you need, like, a bachelor's in whatever you're going to teach. You know, like, a lot of these other jobs... either deal with much more like grotesque working conditions or need much more specialization. Like if you're going to school to become a teacher, you should know what you're signing up for. It's kind of the same as being like a social worker. Like you're signing up willingly to become this like middle class wage slave.
Well, I think it's mostly they do it because they want to help people. They're not as focused on the pay for it.
I get that, but like, this is why I think it's important to have passions like this podcast. You know, like I do this podcast because I want to help people, and
I thought you did because you want to make money.
well, I do want to make money, but like that, like if I never made another dollar from this podcast, and if we were continuing to get more free support and more free, viewers, like I'd still continue to do it just for for the love of the game. But like I would not dedicate my profession to just helping. You know what I mean? Like I profess for money.
Well, I feel like teachers is kind of a bigger thing than podcasting, unless you're like a really big podcaster. I don't even know. It's like teaching is a big thing that we kind of need, especially if like our early education system isn't great in a lot of areas.
It's like the worst it's ever been. Like American public school is the worst it's ever been.
It kind of depends where too. Like I feel like Council Rock is like still really good.
Yeah, because there's
like,
huge examples of educational inequality, which
like a huge portion of the South and like middle areas is kind of just really
even just parts of Pennsylvania,
yeah, like the middle, like the more middle area.
Yeah, like Norristown and Erie, like are just terrible, and then and even I'm sure like school districts in Philadelphia are awful, and then
like in the center city, pretty bad.
I think they need to change standardized testing, because what they do is they use standardized testing as a merit for paying more money and resources to the schools that get higher scores. Like it should almost be the opposite. If you're doing a good job educating the kids with what you have, why should you get more? Like we should be funneling resources into the underprivileged school districts. But
well, I don't think you should be cutting though from the ones that are doing well.
Well, then what? Like, how are you gonna?
Because if you start doing that, then they're gonna start being bad. You still need to fund them. So do you think it should just be equalized? Like all school districts in one state should get the exact same budget? Not. That seems like it makes sense. Like, or maybe do it based on populace. Like if it there's a certain budget for a student in K through 12, and they pay schools based on how big of a population they have. Wouldn't that make sense? Maybe. It's like I feel like that's not really something we're very knowledgeable on. Yeah, I don't know if we could really make a fair judgment on where it should necessarily go. But one trend that is growing is literacy rates between homeschool kids. Like homeschool kids are now proving to be the most literate, educated, group, and obviously not more than private school and charter school. And is it more than public school? Yes, dude. Really? Public school is plummeting in literacy rates and but competency. I feel it would be more still. I mean, they might be going down and homeschooling's going up. I feel like it would still be think of public school. Think of all the terrible rural and inner city. But they probably do homeschooling too, and it's probably bad. Not necessarily. There are some stay-at-home parents that are hell-bent on making sure their kid is successful. This person said fast food workers, people who have a lot of money, belittle fast food workers and think that fast food jobs are easy, and they think fast food workers are overpaid. They would never do it. Nothing could be further from the truth. Yeah. Fast food jobs pay very little. Also, in fast food, you have to be very fast, very accurate, and you are micromanaged all day long by a manager who is standing next to you or looking over your shoulder. It's a shame. Think that part's necessarily true. A supervisor. It's kind of true. The manager's never there. It's a lower level supervisor. Yeah.
It's a
Which I
shame.
assume is what they mean. But
People try to make themselves feel superior to other people by belittling fast food workers.
Yeah.
Same with the way people who do OF get shit on. Oh, like they're they're prostituting themselves on the internet. Like it's not.
Yes, but it's also like like there's a high demand for it. So like, why are people shitting on them and also like consuming it? So,
Well, there's a high demand for drug dealers, but it's still a legitimate reason to belittle drug dealers because what they're doing is.
I think the people that aren't consuming it should be belittling. But if you're consuming it, I don't think you are like have any room to say it like
Yeah, like
belittle it all.
I'm sure.
But that's like
I'm sure most of the people
like
who,
what a lot of them are.
Yeah, like I'm sure most of the people who are belittling OnlyFans workers are not like lining up with like a bunch of OnlyFans subscriptions. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, they just watch their porn for free.
yeah, like that's what you should do. I think it's because before this new world we live in now, we all assumed we were surrounded by more hardworking, smart, and honorable people. And it's hard for everyone to accept that it's not like that at all, and never has been. If girls in the 1800s had a way to make money selling pictures of their buttholes, they would have. Facts, dude. That is facts. So this is a crazy statistic that I came across. 1% of American women from adult age to 45.
What, like 18 to 45?
18 to 45. 1% of American women have an OnlyFans.
Okay.
Between 18 to 24, 10% have an OnlyFans. That means if you're talking to, these,
I mean, they're going to be the higher demand.
Yeah, but that's like 1 in 10 of them have an OnlyFans. Girls that are 18 to 24. That's like.
So then you shouldn't want to talk to the 18 to 24-year-olds anymore, right?
I mean, you just gotta like.
You gotta find the 90%.
Yeah, like you like still 9 out of 10 of them are not doing that, but you gotta ask them, gotta like do some digging and make sure that they are not, Truckers, I'm guilty of this. If they weren't long hauling goods, the luxuries we enjoy wouldn't be available. Physicians, sure, you hear awful stories from time to time, but the vast majority of physicians work their butts off to get where they are and strive to take care of you.
Wait, who talks shit on physicians?
Yeah, that's what I was like. I think maybe like
what horror stories? Like what? Like one bad time?
I think maybe there's like a stigma that they just like push pills on people. Like the drug industry is kind of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, I would also say psychologists and psychiatrists
get a bad rap.
Yeah,
I think some of them might deserve it. Like obviously,
what is it? Psychiatrists are the ones that prescribe, and psychologists don't.
But kind of both of them might deserve a bad rap because, like, I think a large majority of the psychological community is just pandering to their clients, like telling them, oh, yes, that person was an asshole. Oh, you experienced such trauma. Like, that's their fault.
I feel like you're doing exactly what they're saying. I don't know if that's true. I feel like they do mostly want to help and try to help. I don't know if they just pander.
And then I think, like obviously psychiatrists, I'm sure there are some that are just like, yeah, here, take this, and this one for sure, I hate this job. Those guys that issue tickets to parked cars past their time, dude. Like everybody hates meter maids, dude.
Yeah,
They're the. This one's like.
They're just doing their job.
This one doesn't belong. It's erroneous.
Erroneous.
unemployed people, they do less harm than bailout bankers and corporate puppet politicians. Bums should be paid more than parasites if meritocracy was a thing. Anyone
What?
hating on them is just misery loves company.
What does he mean? Bums should be paid more than parasites?
Like he's saying that politicians and like
they're
corporate bankers and stuff like that are parasites. But
wouldn't that also wouldn't technically that also be a parasite? Like unemployed people?
they 100% are a parasite. They should not be paid. You should not be paid if you don't contribute to society.
What if you can't? Or what if you're what if you're disabled? What if you lost your job and need money at the moment, but you can't find a new job? Like, I feel like there are circumstances they should be.
I mean, I just think there's always some way to contribute. It might not necessarily be a 9-to-5 job. You might have to you might have to think outside the box in order to, contribute to society, but you shouldn't just lay down and contribute nothing. I think you should find some way that you can provide value.
What if they're trying to, but they can't get something? Like, they can't get something going.
Then, try hard.
Alright.
No,
It's that simple.
It is that. I'm gonna come back to what Yoda says. There is no try. You either do or you do not. You either provide value to humanity or you do not. I don't care if you try.
What if you're disabled?
Then fine. There are jobs that accommodate disabled people.
No, you physically can't. Alright.
There's the Disability Act, isn't it? That prohibits jobs from discriminating against disabled people, right?
Yeah, but that's for people that can actually do something with usually a mental disability or something. If you're physically can't get out of bed, then that's you get paid unemployment or disability.
So are you saying a quadriplegic or someone who's so severely disabled that they're not able to move out of their bedroom? Sure, they should be cared for. I'm not talking about someone who's so severely disabled that they're unable to.
But that's someone who doesn't contribute, right?
I mean, no, not really. No,
what do
they
you
don't.
mean? What do they contribute?
They don't. They
Exactly.
don't contribute.
So should we not be paying them?
Not not really. No.
Okay. I mean, I feel like we should be taking care of our weak and poor still.
We should be taking care of them, but they
that
should.
Would be what we're doing.
Don't pay them. Have them taken care of. Have socialized supports for them or something like that, but don't pay them money to exist.
What do you mean? So what? Just give them food and that's it? They can't enjoy life at all?
I mean, what? I think they should, file for some social program, a caseworker assesses their situation, determines that this aid can come and spend time with them.
That's kind of how it works.
No, they just a lot of the times just cut them checks, and they're just paid.
Well, they still make what you're talking about for disabled people. They just cut them checks, and they don't ever check if they're well, first they determine if they're disabled.
Yeah.
And once it's that, yeah, I guess. But
Yeah, once they're determined disabled,
Yeah.
they're kind of just gone to the system, and then they just repeatedly get checks from the federal government every bi-week or whatever. I think a lot of the time it's workman's comp if it happened on the job. If it didn't happen on the job, then it's disability payments, which all comes from where?
No, they still do. The Social Security Administration still does assessments to determine disability status.
How often does it say?
It doesn't say how often, but
Yeah, but
I mean, if I can look more, maybe I can find it. But
I'd be willing to bet it's yearly, maybe half yearly. I doubt it's even that often. It's probably about they probably do an assessment yearly, and then they incentivize the person to probably incentivize the disabled person to play it up, you know, like you're not going to try and act yourself out of, you know, like income coming in.
Well,
so
you don't act it. It's like is determined by like experts. Is it like I feel like some like doctors can determine whether you actually have a disability or not. It's not like you can just act your way out of it.
Yeah, but like a vocational therapist is going to observe you, and then they're going to make an appeal to a judge, and then the judge is going to determine it. You know, like it's not going to be like the
but they determine it based on the expert. It's not like all right. If medical improvement is expected, reviews occur within 6 to 18 months.
Yeah. So like
what?
About a year.
What's wrong with that? It's first, it starts at 6. It's 6 to 18 months. It's not just a year.
But I'm saying like
anywhere between that, and why is that a problem?
It's just it promotes a devalued workforce.
Not if you're checking still. It's not that they're never checking.
Politician, a lot of freedoms, benefits, and protections are because of the work done by politicians. 100%. I saw that given all of the shit talking this politician has done on capitalism and how, you know, we should have all these socialized programs. Let me see if I can find it. Despite all of the opposition that this politician has given towards...
Are you going to name the politician?
Yeah, I just want to find it first. It is not Bernie, it's... What? I thought I had it written down. Whatever. I have it here. Despite all the shit talk that this person has done on capitalism, in the 6 years that AOC has been a politician, in the 6 years that AOC has been a politician, on a $174,000 salary, which is amazing, but it's not that amazing. It's not amazing enough that they should be able to amass a net worth of $29 million.
That's what she has?
She's got a net worth of $29 million in 6 years. 6 years of being a civil servant. So, well, like,
where did she get it then?
She got it from the taxpayer, dude. Like, she got it from having a position of privilege where she's...
But, like, how did she generate it?
Like, I'm sure she knows exactly what's going to happen with the stock market and with this and with that before you and I do, and she invests wisely based on her inside information. So
where did you get the stat though? That she has 29 million?
I'm sure she's it's probably like hidden from the internet, right?
What do you mean hidden? Okay, so where did you find it then? You found it on the internet, right?
Yeah, this person, Sid Miller, tweeted it for me.
So that's probably not true.
Well, it's probably worse than you think.
Okay, if you say so.
It's in her best interest to conceal how much money she's making from her position of power. You know, like she's not gonna walk around with a diamond chain and, you know, gold grills in her mouth.
Okay, well then how would they have found it out?
I don't know. Like, there are people that's entire job is to like uncover people's net worths. Like they work for Forbes.
Yeah, and I don't even think Forbes says it. So I don't know what your source is.
Let's see.
Like, there's a fact check by Reuters about this 29 million. filed in 2021 shows she had between $3,000 and $45,000 in assets, including her 401k pension plan, and owed at least $15,000 in student loans. Despite this, inaccurate posts circulating on social media and articles have claimed that she has a net worth of $29 million. Most of these cite as their source an article on CAKnowledge.com, a website that previously made unsubstantiated claims debunked by Reuters about the income of Jen Psaki. The CA Knowledge article entitled AOC Net Worth 2022 Forbes AOC Assets Salary Cars House, that's the name of it, does not state its source of information other than the reference to Forbes in the title. While Forbes regularly releases the estimated net worth of high-profile individuals, there is no online record of it doing so for AOC. Forbes has not reported, nor can we confirm the net worth of AOC at this time.
Okay. Well, maybe it's fake news.
Probably.
Yeah. The fuck?
Like, even if she had inside knowledge, I don't see how she would be able to accumulate up to $29 million from that.
This says that her fucking apartment only costs $2,000 a month. I'm gonna fucking
Where does she
revolt.
live?
She lives in the Navy Yard of, what is it? Somewhere York, which I'm assuming is she lives in Los Angeles or no?
I thought she was New York. I think she's like Staten Island, right? Yeah, New York, 14th
Okay.
Congressional District.
Yo, like, all right, there are people living in New York that are living in shoe boxes for more than $2,000 a month.
She probably doesn't.
Their tracking of her assets is so broad. They say she's got a savings account. It could have anywhere from $4,000 to $60,000 in it.
I don't know.
Legislators don't have to report their 401k style thrift savings plan accounts at all. But assuming she's putting 5% away and getting matching funds, they estimate that she'd have just over $100,000 in hers as of this year. They might be crediting her boyfriend.
What? Her boyfriend has $29 million?
Yeah, because he's a what is he?
I don't know.
What is he?
Riley Roberts?
Yeah.
A web designer?
He probably
she's expected to be around 1.5 million, which is impressive, but still wouldn't add up.
Yeah. But he's not required to disclose his net worth. I mean,
why do they have a more accurate estimation on his?
Yeah, because
it's like, it's 1.5 million.
Yeah, so she's like, I'll bet you she's got a higher net worth than him.
I don't know why. It doesn't seem like she's made more than $1 million.
Well, she's made
and
$174,000 for 6 years, so she's definitely made more than $1 million.
But she also spends that, and that's not more than $1 million. She makes $174,000 a year in 6 years, right?
Yeah.
That's like what, probably like 900,000.
$900,000.
No, it's just above $1 million. But she's definitely spending a good portion of it.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably fake news. All right, let me do an ad for Let me do an ad for Holler Boys. Guys, gals, I don't think it's any mystery that taking your physique is a serious endeavor. I used to just eat whatever I craved, and I tried to outwork a poor diet. That's not going to work. There are still times when I have to force myself to consume food because I'm not very hungry, and I don't want to dwell on the importance of not just stuffing empty calories down your fat blowhole. I found a great solution, so here's the remedy. Holler Boys beef jerky. They pack 10 grams of lean protein into a fantastic package, and the flavors are to die for. Peach bourbon, honey habanero, southern barbecue, Chesapeake, Fuego, or the tried and true original. My personal favorites are the peach and the habanero, but we all know that I'm a little bit sweet and zesty. What's even better about Holler Boys is they're nice and local and tax-friendly Middletown, Delaware, and founded by a father-son duo. They just started tinkering with their backyard smoker and through trial and failure have come to present some of the boldest and most memorable flavors I can recall in my beef sampling history. Forget Slim Jims, Jack Links, Deets Nuts, Holler Boys snacks pack a great nutritional value in a filling serving size for an affordable price to stretch your dollar with flavor for days that'll make you holler. Their mission statement rings true to the Good Faith podcast, that life may throw you around, but you can never give up. How true. Scan the QR code on the screen and find their link in the description and tap into the best beef jerky on the market. Holler Boys Jerky. That's holler with an A. Holler Boys Jerky. The only good jerk. And guys, wait, where?
What?
Oh, guys, it's time we talk about a pressing issue. We all know that as men, it's our duty to perform, whether it's at the trading desk, on the gridiron, the hardwood court, or inside the illustrious bedroom. There's no description that does justice to the confidence boost you'll receive when you rock the socks off your lover. Would you want to be Ross to Rachel, just friends? Don't you feel like a president just died flying your flag at half-mast? Would you feel like a magician if you came to the stage a few jacks short of a full deck? No, you wouldn't. So why are you going to battle in the bedroom with groggy privates? The only blue pill we endorse at the Good Faith podcast is It's Mr. Nasty Time Blue Pills. And yes, we're talking about those pills that make you want to run a dumbbell marathon under the covers like David Goggins. Forget about overpriced Hims, Romans, Blue Chews. It's Mr. Nasty Time as the real deal at an amazing price that won't let you down and can't be beat. And I know what you're probably thinking. What if she cancels on me and I'm stuck with a big boner? Well, say goodbye to that fear. Now you're in control. I personally tried these bad boys, and it's a lot more mellow than you'd expect. You can pop one over drinks and appetizers. It's not going to give away your position. Or due to the quick acting effect, go to the bathroom right before magic time, pop one or two, and be ready to go. Just like all the expensive name brands, Mr. Nasty delivers his products in discreet packaging, but for a fraction of the outrageous cost that they do. Around here at the GFP, we're about leveling up, and why not level up your sex life and check out It's Mr. Nasty Time to get your mojo back. Scan the QR code on the screen or hit the link in the description and guarantee yourself unrivaled pleasure. Let this let this atrocious stock market be the only thing getting you down and save yourself the headache of a lackluster sex life. It's Mr. Nasty Time.
Oh, my man.
All right. Do we want to... Is there anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know. Not really. Unless you have something else.
What do you... We're a self-improvement podcast, so what do you want to do? What do you need to do most to level up?
Well, what do you mean by level up? Just become a better person?
Yeah, what do you need to do to improve?
I don't know, I guess stop being lazy and get more, like, do more to kind of get myself in a better financial situation, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
Joseph Fowler said, "What do you think about Tush Push not getting banned?"
Yo, I think when we play the Packers, we better just literally run the ball like 60 times against the Packers. It doesn't necessarily have to be. Yeah, maybe maybe run the tush push like 8 to 10 times against the Packers, but just literally like just feed obviously feed Barkley, feed Shipley, who's another like feed Hurts with like 10 QB scrambles, tush push 8 times, give Barkley like 32 touches that game.
Like Hurts usually does better scrambling on his own than design runs.
Yeah. I'm saying, but just like I really want to see us just run the ball on the Packers and just sprinkle in the tush push. Don't like just tush push every play, but like.
Well, I mean, never gonna do that.
But like, I want to see us like, I want to see us in 8 specific situations. Just have like 1 yard for the line to gain and screw it. Just tush push on them. Like
when do you face them?
That's a good question. I don't even know if we do face them.
So then why? I thought you knew that you did.
Well, we just know that they're the ones who filed an injunction to remove the tush push. But all right, so here's the Eagles' season. Start off with the Cowboys, then play the Chiefs. That's like a tough first 2 games of the season.
I mean, the Cowboys kind of sucked last year.
But like just going for the Super Bowl rematch week 2, like I feel like
they did get who'd they get at receiver?
Pickens, yeah.
And then you got the Rams. That's also
Rams. Then the Bucks. This is a tough. The Broncos are
kind of unknown. I don't know.
I think they could be taking that like.
What did they get in offseason? Didn't they lose their running or? Where did Javante go?
We always talk about this. We always forget.
Didn't he go to the Steelers?
No, but they got a really good running back. Did they get?
Well, they drafted one too, didn't they?
Did they get Dobbins?
They drafted R.J. Harvey. They didn't get anyone.
Did they lose Javante or no?
Yeah, Javante is a Cowboy.
So they have nothing besides
R.J. Harvey. They've got Audric Estime and Jamal McLaughlin, but
okay, but they still got like Bo Nix in his second year.
Yeah,
I think
pretty good.
I think a lot of people are expecting him to take that like next step as a sophomore quarterback. That like
I don't know because I don't think they really added much to the receiving core. It's just Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, Devon Vele.
Joseph Fowler said, Packers November 10th.
Okay.
They drafted Pat Bryant from Illinois.
Who's their tight end? Do they have any worthwhile tight end?
They have Evan Ingram now?
Oh, shit.
When did that happen?
I do not know, but that's... Dude, Evan Ingram...
he's underrated.
Yeah, he's one of the most athletic tight ends in the league. I like him a lot. I guess have.
That is a pretty good improvement. But they've never used their tight ends. I don't know if like they're suddenly going to use them now.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I don't know. Like, Nix and Sutton is such a fun...
sure, but I feel like you need
duo.
Something else with the receiving. I don't think Marvin Mims is that great.
Well, and wasn't there... Didn't they have, like, the best defense last year?
I don't think they were the best. They had a good one, I think.
I think they were one of... they were an elite defense for sure. Yeah. Did they...
Depends how you want to quantify it.
Like, just in point differential is what I would...
What, like, points against? You mean?
Yeah, points against. I think the Browns were 1, weren't they?
Probably.
I believe the Browns were number 1, but I think the Broncos could have been number 2. But yeah, anyway, like the Eagles play Cowboys, Chiefs, Rams, Bucks, Broncos. That's a tough first 5 games of the season. Then it gets a little bit easier with the Giants, the Vikings with a rookie quarterback.
The Browns were actually the 5th most in points against.
Who was least?
Chargers was the best, and then the Eagles.
Really?
Yeah, and then the Broncos.
Okay. Yeah, so they're an elite defense for sure. But then we played Giants, Vikings, Giants. That should be totally winnable.
Who did the Vikings get now?
They lost Darnold.
Yeah, but who cares about that?
But like McCarthy's a rookie. Like,
but didn't they bring someone in like Or Gino went to the Raiders, right?
Yeah, no, they
They
didn't.
didn't bring a quarterback in?
I don't think they had any high ticket
They got
additions.
Sam Howell, but that's not really
Yeah.
much. I
Uh,
guess it's J.J. McCarthy, which
Then-
is still unknown because he's coming off an injury.
then after that 3-game stretch, by what is this, the 9th game of the season, we're already back to
The Packers.
the Packers, then the Lions, then the Cowboys, which I kind of think the Cowboys are
I feel like
washed.
I
The
think
Bears,
they're going to
trash.
be better this year than they had a bad year last year, but I don't.
I'm not really afraid of the Chargers. I'm not afraid of the Raiders.
I think the Raiders could have a good year now.
Dude,
Brock
and then
Bowers, Ashton Johnson, Gino now is an upgrade at quarterback. Like they had nothing at quarterback last year and running back, and now they're kind of improved at both.
Yeah.
I don't know how much their defense wasn't great either.
They kind of have a trash defense.
Yeah, unless they made some additions there too.
Then we have this tough 3-game stretch. We have commies, Bills, commies. That's like that's how we finish our season out.
That's rough.
Ugh.
Well, you did win the division, so
Yeah. True. We won the league.
yeah. Well, yeah, but it's based on the divisions, right?
Yeah. Let's see what the Bengals' schedule is.
I mean, ours should be pretty easy.
You got.
Joseph Fowler said, let's get a win-loss prediction.
Okay. Wait. All right. How about here? We'll do one for one column for Chernie. Shit. Oh fuck. Here we go. All right. We'll do a column. What the? What is? Come on. Here we go. Why is this? I'm sorry. My materials are escaping me. Here we go. All right, Chernie. Cowboys, Eagles.
First week of the season, I'll give the Eagles the home win. They're at home, right?
Yes. Yes. Eagles win. Chiefs, Eagles.
Chiefs tend to struggle early on, so I would give the Eagles that.
Okay. And yeah, I feel like eventually this Chiefs dynasty is going to erode. Like,
especially if once Travis is gone. They
yeah.
already lost Tyreek, and I mean,
And Travis Kelce just had the worst season of his career, didn't he? Like,
well, I don't know what his first year was like.
but it was one of the worst years of his career. He's looking like he's lost a step. Rams, Eagles.
That one's a tough one. I might give the Rams that one.
Okay.
It is a road game for the Rams, though. So I don't know. Like, I feel like I got to give one for, like, that 3-game stretch.
Okay. Bucks, Eagles.
You guys struggle against the Bucks.
We do. Peanut was talking. I was talking with Peanut about
and
this.
It's a road game.
We'll give him the loss.
Yeah.
And it's early in the
Bucks.
season. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's in Tampa as well.
And the Eagles struggle early.
Broncos, Eagles. I'm giving it to the Eagles.
Yeah, I would give the Eagles. The Broncos don't really have that much on offense.
Giants, Eagles. I'm giving it to the Eagles.
Wait, what? Didn't the Giants get... I mean, they probably didn't get much, but they got a new quarterback, right? Who did they get?
The guy from...
Or did they get Darnold?
No.
Where did Darnold go?
Darnold went to the 9? No.
No, that's where he was like a couple years ago. I don't think he went back. They got Russell Wilson, but he's kind of...
And they drafted somebody too, though. Who did they draft?
Jackson Dart. He was in the first round. Wow.
So Russ Wilson and Jackson Dart.
And they have Jameis Winston.
I'm not worried about the Giants.
Joseph Fowler said, Russell Wilson.
Vikings, I'm giving Eagles.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just going to have the same thing.
Giants again.
Eagles, yeah.
Yeah.
Eagles Packers is kind of a tough one.
I think we're gonna have this game as what got us on the subject. We have this game circled, like we're gonna give them our everything. I'm going
Probably
Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not even that sold on the Packers.
Lions. Ugh.
I give the Lions that.
Yeah, if they're healthy, like I just think the Lions are.
This is where it's hard to predict because there's going to be a lot of injuries at this point.
Yeah. Cowboys. I think I'm giving it to the Eagles.
I'll give the Cowboys one win. They always tend to get one win against the
They
Eagles.
didn't last season, though,
That's
did
because
they?
they were trash last year.
Yeah.
But I do think they will be better this year.
All right, I'm fine with it. But then the Bears. I'm going Bears. Or we get the. I'm going Eagles in the Bears game.
Yeah, I would go Eagles.
Chargers. I kind of want to give it to the Eagles over the Chargers.
Did pretty good last year.
I feel like midway through the season, especially towards the end, like Herbert always just deteriorates.
At the end?
Yeah, like Herbert just isn't clutch like that. You know what I
They
mean?
drafted Trey Harris. They brought Mike Williams back.
They got Najee.
But they still got Lad McConkey. They drafted Amarian Hampton, who I really like.
I want to go.
I would still go Eagles. I feel like they're like the Chargers are kind of unknown at this
I lost
point.
count. I hope I think
I gave one.
Is that 9 wins so far?
I don't know what you did, but I did 2 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that's 9 wins and
Okay.
4 losses.
Okay, so we are at the Raiders. I want to give it to the Eagles.
Yeah, I do think the Raiders will improve, but I don't think they're that yet. So I would give it to the Eagles. And it's a home game for the Eagles.
Then we got the toughest
So
3
they're gonna
games.
lose. I feel like they're gonna lose one to the commies.
One to the commies. Let's say they lose the first one to the commies.
Bills is also a road game. I feel like the Bills will win that.
Okay.
And they seem to be good in the snow.
And then we win one to the commies?
Probably.
Okay. So that would make us 11-6?
I guess.
Right?
That's what you were keeping. But didn't we have a difference somewhere or no?
No, we agreed on every one.
You gave the Cowboys a win?
Yeah.
Oh. What did I talk you into it?
Because I don't think 11-6 as reigning champs is a bad record. You know, like it's a little bit of a step down, but I think there will be a little bit of a step down. Like you can't,
especially with a tougher schedule.
Yeah. So I think Joe, we say 11-6.
And how about the Eagles-Bengals first preseason game?
Let's that's so important. We got that circled on our schedule. All right.
Jacks don't even care about this.
Let's do
the Bengals schedule.
Yeah.
Joseph Fowler said, "That's kinda where I'm at."
Yeah, 11-6. I think everyone in this city would be satisfied seeing 11-6.
I doubt that. I feel like that this city always wants the best, and I don't think 11-6 is the best.
We do have high standards. All right? So for some reason, my phone. Do you have the Bengals schedule up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Our first game's the Browns.
I think you guys win.
I think we do, but we also struggle early on, and I love their whole draft.
Week one is the Bengals' kryptonite. They never are prepared for a season.
Week 1 through 4.
Yeah, but is it still Deshaun Watson as their quarterback?
No, they have Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and then they drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders. They also have Deshaun Watson, but
I think you guys win.
I don't even know what they're gonna start with. I feel like we win.
Okay,
but I like their draft. I really like their draft.
I do too. What's week 2?
Jaguars.
I
think we beat the Jaguars. You hate Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah,
but they're like moderately good.
Who'd they get? They got Travis Hunter and somebody else, didn't they? Or no?
I think they got didn't they go the defense next?
But I don't think they got.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to predict what Travis. I think they're putting him at receiver.
Yeah,
and Brian Thomas Jr. kind of looked like the best rookie receiver last year.
Yeah, but still, they lost Evan Ingram, which I just found out about. Like
they got Bretton Strange now at their.
I like him. I really do like him. But all right,
he's that great.
I think you guys win though. Yeah. What's next? This is very un-Bengal of you to be 2-0 after week 2.
Well, I feel like we start off with a weak schedule too, but we just don't do well regardless.
What's
then
next?
We got the Vikings.
That's a win.
I feel like that's a win.
Jamar versus Jefferson, that's going to be good.
Yeah. Then the Broncos away.
I kind of think the Broncos are going to sneak one out.
Like their defense is really good, and that could be tough. I feel like Joe Burrow can kind of do anything. Like he kind of did that with every defense in the league last year. I still give the Bengals the win there.
All right.
Then we face the Lions, which that'll put as a loss.
All right. Let's give you a loss there.
Packers.
Kind
and
of
it's
think
a
you
road
guys.
game. I might give the Packers. What do they have?
I hate
Their
the Packers,
their
dude.
receivers are just so
Mid receivers.
Their tight end is great. I love Tucker Kraft, which they don't even use.
I love Josh Jacobs. Like Josh, if I had their team, I'd be running it
and
40 times a game.
And they drafted Matthew Golden and Savion Williams at receiver, which are just more mid receivers.
All right, so you want to give them another win, the Bengals?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
I just feel like this is not
gonna happen.
Bengals.
All right, what's next?
The Steelers.
I think you guys are gonna lose to the Steelers.
At home? Did they even bring in a quarterback yet? They drafted him late.
Aaron Rodgers or no?
I don't think they ever got him still.
No, they got what's his name?
They drafted Will Howard.
Yeah, I love him. I love
great.
him, dude.
They still have Mason Rudolph listed above him, but
Everything about Will Howard is exactly the same as Josh Allen, except for the cannon arm. Like Josh Allen can let the ball fly, 70 yards. Will Howard cannot necessarily, but
did he run that much?
Yeah.
I know
At Kansas State he did. Yeah.
I feel like Adrian Martinez did it more than Will Howard did.
But it was required it's required at Kansas State that the quarterback be mobile.
Apparently.
all right.
I feel like he didn't do it much at Ohio State though.
I'm just talking strictly about body composition. He is exactly like Josh Allen, but
that is a big thing of Josh Allen is that he runs it.
Oh yeah, like Josh Allen is a freak.
Yeah.
Like he runs it like a fullback and he throws it like a howitzer.
Like Doug Flutie.
Yeah. So
college Doug Flutie.
So
I love their draft. I hated our division's draft. They got everyone good for the Steelers and the Browns. Caleb Johnson, Derek Harmon, I guess is pretty good. That was their first round pick for defensive end. But then getting Will Howard late is great. Caleb Johnson at running back is great, which they already have listed above Jalen Warren.
Huh.
But I don't know if that's an upgrade.
I just think their defense is like elite. They
they have a really good defense though.
Yeah, I want to give the Steelers.
I'll
give the Steelers
the Bengals the home win. I'd probably give the Steelers their home win.
All right. I mean, if you're gonna give the Cowboys a win over the Eagles, I gotta give the Steelers a win over the Bengals.
That's what I would do too. I mean, I feel like they're kind of the same.
So let's give them one win right now.
I would give us the home win.
All right,
which is this one.
Here's a home win,
and then sounds like charity. Then the Jets.
That's a win.
What did they do recently? I don't even know what they have anymore.
Nothing. They're trash. They got Brees Hall they got Brees Hall and Braylon Allen.
Well, they're good.
Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, they're good.
But and Sauce Gardner.
Josh Reynolds. They brought in Justin Fields. That's right, but that's not.
I actually like that. I like that a lot. I think he's gonna have a Baker Mayfield.
I don't know if he'll do that well, but I think he'll be an improvement for them.
Dude,
and apparently they have Adrian Martinez. Speaking of.
All right, what's next?
But yeah, I would give us the win. Then the Bears.
Win.
I would give us the win there.
Yeah, the Bears are trash.
The Steelers, that'll be the loss.
All right, we'll give them the loss there.
Patriots, what do they have now?
They got some good running back, right? They got Travion Henderson.
Yeah, I think so, because they lost Ramondre, right?
Did they?
Yeah, didn't they? He went somewhere else, right?
Did he?
I'm looking up so much.
Just look up their depth chart is what I'm.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's not on their depth chart anymore.
Ramondre is not.
It's taking so long to load. I don't know. He still is.
Yeah. So they got Travion and Ramondre.
I thought they lost someone.
No, their team is. Who's the quarterback that they got? They're still going with what's his name, right?
Drake May, right?
Yeah. Which I think he's good.
I think
But-
he's good, but
But honestly,
not great yet.
didn't you guys lose to them week 1?
Yeah. pretty
Oh
much.
my god! And I
But that
fucking
was our
fucking
But
got
that's
knocked
our
out of the
first-
suicide because I
That's-
picked that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is because we have these cupcake matches early on, but
'Cause
we
you know-
suck early on.
You know who's a goat? Jacoby Brissett. Is a fucking goat, dude. He always.
Was it Jacoby Brissett in that?
Yeah,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was.
I thought he wasn't even on the team anymore.
I think they had him for like just a week or so. Like just.
Are you sure that wasn't the year before? And you also lost? Did you lose back to back on Bengals?
I've definitely been knocked out of it by the Bengals. I know that. And I'm done. I'm done betting on the Bengals because they always let me down. But
Damn.
all right.
Yeah, he was with them last year.
All right, so let's give it to the Bengals.
Yeah, I don't think we'll lose to them, but
Now you still got the Ravens in here.
then
You
we
still
got the Ravens. That's
let's give-
probably a loss.
Let's give you a loss to the
away.
Ravens.
The Bills away. That's probably a
loss,
even though we've beaten them like the last 2 times, right?
but whatever. What's next?
it is a road game. Then the Ravens again at home.
Loss.
I'd probably still give it a loss. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the Dolphins away.
The Dolphins could be.
That's a tough one.
Yeah, because the Dolphins kind of sputtered last
Yeah.
year, but on paper they're a really good team.
But it's because Tua gets injured all the time.
yeah,
which is when
and
they
this
sputter.
this is late in the season.
They still have Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill.
Devon
Devon
Achane.
Achane.
They lost Mostert. I forget where he went,
didn't
but
even play last year. Really.
yeah.
But
But I'm giving you guys a loss there.
yeah,
I think.
I would too.
Do they still have Bradley Chubb?
Bradley Chubb.
And where did Nick Chubb still a free
they have
agent?
Bradley Chubb. I think so.
Okay, so I'm giving you guys a loss.
Yeah. The Cardinals. I like the Cardinals, but I think we can beat the Cardinals.
I agree.
And then the Browns. We played them the first and last week.
All right, so I gave you a win to the first Browns. Do you think you deserve a loss to the second
I
Browns?
feel like we could still beat the Browns in both. I feel like we usually do. Well, actually, no. We usually give up a win to the Browns. I don't know. I don't.
I mean, I think it's. You want to just give them a win?
I would give the Bengals a win still, but
All right, then
I can understand a loss. to
Then
one.
we see both our teams as 11 and 6
Yeah?
teams.
Wow.
Yep. All right.
I feel like I gave more wins than that, honestly. But who did we gave losses to the Dolphins, Ravens, Bills, Ravens too. We're gonna lose 4 in a row at the end of the year.
So you said
Steelers.
you want to
And Lions.
stop being lazy in order to level up and make more money, but how are you going to do that? Are you just going to work overtime? Like does
I always do that.
your job just like allows you to work as
they-
much as
they
you
don't
want?
care. They literally want me to work more overtime.
Huh. Yeah, like my I'm like
They
capped.
always have work. Yeah.
Like my job.
When I was at Wawa, they used to not want, like, they wanted to limit it, but, like, I always helped out a lot anyway. But I usually just do a lot of overtime anyway, but lately I've been kind of, like, not doing as much. I still do. We get half days when we work Saturdays, and I usually just take a full day anyway. And then I'm always like one of the earliest and one of the latest to leave, so like I definitely do the most hours out of everyone there, but I could still do more.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm going to implore you to do so long
Alright,
as your
well, you'll never see me then.
so long as
Not
your
that you
mental
really
health
do.
does not take a hit, you know.
I kind of enjoy my job, honestly.
Yeah, like that's all the recipes for working harder, you know,
Mhm.
working harder and working more.
Yeah. Just I would like to the thing that kind of takes me away from it is Jason asks me to play pickleball a lot. But that's also kind of a good thing because I want to play more and it also is more physically active.
I want to play more pickleball, but I have so much going on that I'm just like never free. And the little bit of
tired.
free time that
Yeah.
the little bit of free time I have,
Mm-hmm.
since I don't necessarily like sleep for 8 hours. Like I like to take like a 1 or a 2 hour nap most of the time when I get done a day. What?
How long do you normally sleep?
Probably like 6 hours a night.
For the Clark.
Yeah. Like every day at like 5 in the morning, Clark wakes me up. But I'm not. But then I like kind of go back to sleep and get like I have like interrupted sleep, and then it's just not as good.
Well, yeah, because interrupted sleep it just makes you feel more tired.
Yeah, so that's what happens every day at 5 o'clock, and you probably hear it all the time because you're usually like
I
up.
always hear him scratching the door.
Yeah, like lately, it's weird. He like goes through phases. Like sometimes
sometimes he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, sometimes he sleeps like a rock, and then sometimes he's like Mr. High Maintenance at 5 o'clock.
Feed him towards the end of the night, or is that what he's clawing for? Is that he's hungry?
Yes, probably most of the he's clawing at 5.
Mm-hmm.
I basically feed him at the 5s, like five in the day.
You give him 2 meals?
Yeah, I give him.
He should be getting 3, right? No,
I mean, maybe I should. I do want him to like fatten up because he's very like small. I'm just not.
I mean, don't cats normally get 3 meals?
Nah, most of the time people give their cats like 2 meals a day. Although, like I got a little shrimpy cat, so like I need to get him.
Yeah, I guess it does say 2 meals generally.
Yeah.
For adults.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Once in the morning, once in the evening.
Yeah.
But if you're doing it 5s, that's like first thing in the morning and like midway in the evening.
Yeah, maybe I'll start.
It should be earlier.
Maybe
or like later.
No, yeah, maybe I'll start pushing back his dinner time and feeding him at like 7.
And that would
7 or 8
your hours better.
Yeah,
because he should be hungrier at those times when his meals are normally at.
Yeah.
So like,
that's a good.
I guess probably when you're about to go to work, 7, 8. I guess when do you go? When do you leave?
I leave at like 8.
So yeah, like probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and then 7:30, 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's a good idea. All right, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
The sign is real simple. It says pocket.
Once again, we want to humbly thank our listeners and pay them ample gratitude for the patronage. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have such a high-quality interactive show. So thank you, audience.
So the audience are a bunch of bugs.
Yup.
I'd like to take this time to remind all of our listeners that we're spreading like a virus. The Good Faith Podcast is now on YouTube with video, and you can also listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Pandora, Spotify, RSS.com, Amazon
Ryan
Music.
McMullen said, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
What does that mean?
What I just said.
We're now on YouTube, RSS.com, Amazon Music, Samsung Podcasts, Listen Notes, iHeartRadio, and Patreon. On Patreon, we're working to build additional value for the multiple tiers of donors with special content, Super Chat priority, and VIP in-person meetings. We do value your attention, so thank you for quieting your TikTok brain for the last 3 hours. This is a reminder, if you feel you got any value from our show, it takes basically 0 extra work to like and subscribe, and it'll move us closer to our goal of having thousands of subscribers, which will bump us up in the algorithm and expose us to more potential listeners. If you guys want to share us with more of your friends, we would be absolutely delighted. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Make sure you're thumbs-upping this. Man, we gonna shut this shit down in like the next 3 minutes if y'all motherfuckers don't like and subscribe. Even if you are already subscribed, create a dummy account, create a bot account, create an alt account, and subscribe it to the channel. It would really help us. We need a little less than 2,000 more watch hours in the next 6 months. And if we can get that, we will be monetized. So we're really looking forward to that. That's our number one goal. If we can do that, then, we'll be progressing, in a nice, organic, healthy way. If you're interested in joining our movement, it's hashtag #IriuBiamu. That means I respect you only because your opinion aligns with my own. Feel free to retweet the hashtag. Also stay cognizant to treat people with identical worldviews to your own with dignity and respect. Then if somebody's opinion deviates from yours in any way, our movement advocates for treating them like absolute shit. Remember, a civil level of respect is only earned by people with identical belief systems as your own. Hashtag Iriubiamo. Our other movement is the FYB movement. Fuck yo, baby. Please spread awareness of our cause. Have you ever been minding your own business? Somebody's demon spawn bothers you because somebody forgot to charge their iPad. Fuck that baby. Everybody knows it takes a village to raise a child, or two responsible adults who are able to do the trick without an iPad, without dumbing them down on Ritalin, without drugging them up or feeding them, snacks that got red 5 in them. Don't get me wrong, I have a deep affinity for all of my family, my friends' family, and the children of great stand-up parents who instill discipline into their children and raise contributing, kind members of society. To everybody whom that doesn't pertain to, fuck them. I hope while they're spiking on artificial sweeteners, red 5 and Ritalin, they slip on a banana peel.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
Fuck y'all, baby. If you live in the greater Philadelphia area and want to guest star on our show, want to go on a date with anybody, please reach out to us in an Instagram DM at Christopher Bulick. The Patreon link is in the description, and all proceeds will go towards rent, food, electricity, new computer equipment to improve our general show quality and Clark's medical expenses.
There it is! It's beautiful! Take your hat off, boy, that's a dollar bill!
And to all of our faithful audience, we want to wish you a wonderful weekend and a happy and healthy lifestyle. To all of you, we bid you goodbye.
Goodbye! If you need money, sell rocks. I heard that's what they do around here.